fade in, fade in, fade in, fade in, fade in.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Luke would never say that. I'm sorry. Well, in this version, see, I'm talking about the George Lucas Star Wars. This is the next generation of Star Wars. So I almost had to think of Luke as another character. Maybe he's Jake Skywalker. He's not my Luke Skywalker. He's not my Luke Skywalker. I said to Ryan, I said, Jedis don't give up. I mean, even if he had a problem, he would maybe take a year to try and regroup. But if he made a mistake, he would try and right that wrong. So right there, we had a fundamental difference.
Something that George initially set out to do was a kind of 3-act saga with these 3 trilogies. And I think we felt that we should honor and respect that.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
I think that the thing that George never did was maintain the status quo. And I think that that's really important because...
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
Who is this guy? How did the most optimistic, hopeful character in the galaxy turn into this hermit who says it's time for the Jedi to end? I read that and I said, what? I mean, that's not what a Jedi does. I mean, a Jedi is optimistic. A Jedi has tenacity. He never gives up. He doesn't secrete himself on an island. But
Have you been keeping Rey's secret from the beginning? Did you know about the parentage? Like, tell me about that journey of when you found out.
No. At the beginning, there was toying with like an Obi-Wan connection, and then it really went, there were like different versions, and then it really went to that she was no one. And then it came to episode 9, and JJ pitched me the film and was like, oh yeah, Palpatine's granddaddy. And I was like, awesome. And then 2 weeks later, he was like, oh, we're not sure. So it kept changing. So then even I was filming and I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be.
But this was incredible.
Fuck you!
Fade in.
What's up, all my actual droids and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as Star Wars. And today I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Jessi Milestone.
What's up, everybody? Guys, Stealing Solo just hit 800 backers.
Hey.
Woo! Super exciting, which means that everyone's getting a Salacious Tom magnet now. And
Ooh, awesome.
10 days left on the campaign. If we get 400 more backers, everyone gets an Anna magnet too. So.
And for those that don't know, I painted the cover for the Stealing Solo variant cover. It took hours and hours of my life. Yeah.
It looks amazing. So y'all should go get it. Make sure you grab Stealing Solo while it lasts. It's never coming back.
All of the hours. Yeah, when I first did a comic book cover, because this is my second comic book cover ever, I did it digitally. Then everyone threw a temper well, I shouldn't say everyone. Lots of wonderful people liked it. Few certain people threw a fucking temper tantrum. Like, you need to paint it. And I'm like, you guys don't understand how long that takes.
I'm just hoping one day Dynamite sends me my copy.
You know, that is an irritation because I have not received any. My mother has not received any. You haven't received any. My father, my boyfriend, nobody in my immediate family has received any of it. And it's extremely irritating. And I feel very bad for all of my backers. And I've let them know multiple times. And I tell everyone, if you have like a order number, send it to me and I'll forward it to them. I don't know what's going on. I might have to make a phone call though.
Yeah, sounds like it.
How long has it been now? Like a year and a half, huh?
Jeez, yeah, wow. I was just thinking, we're coming up on the year anniversary of doing the Matriarchy, aren't we?
Did we pass it already?
We might have. When did we start?
I don't know.
I feel like it was, we either passed it or it was like May.
We'll
find
anybody
out.
In the chat know? I can go back in my analytics. Was the first one on my channel or on your channel?
The first one was on yours, I think.
All right, let me go check. We should have been. I mean, I should have been more aware of that, but my memory is kind of jumbled. By the way, everyone, I'm sorry we're like an hour and a half late. I fell asleep because my mother is coming to town this weekend, and so my mother hasn't visited me since 2016. She's never been to this house. She has never come to visit me in Southern California. And since in my adult life, since I moved out when I was 17 years old, my mother has came to visit me twice. So this will be the third time she's ever come to visit me. And I'm just like, she's going to hate whatever it is I've done with my house, but I'm still have that need to make sure everything is spick and span to the max. But yeah, so my mother will be here.
That'll be exciting. I'm just irritated because she's taking you away from my awesome Oscars, pre-Oscars live stream. Saturday, we're going to hear me, Jeff, my friend Lindsay, Richard Chu, that editor guy. He has. It's going to be weird talking about the Academy Awards with somebody who has an Academy Award. I should be like, yo, Richard, do you have it in this house with you? You should just have it in the background. Anyway, but also Lindsay used to be a Victoria's Secret model, so I'm bringing her for eye candy, and also because she's awesome and smart and an actor. So,
you dare, hey, thank you. Got my car due in print 2 days ago and already back stealing solo. Can't wait to get it in August. Oh, well, thank you. That makes me so happy. Jessi, I was debating on doing another Gina Carano painting. I was like, well, who's my Gina Carano expert? Oh, yeah, Drunk 3PO. So I sent it to him and I said, what do you think? Like, do you think this would make a good painting? And he never responded. So do you want to see it? Do you want to see my concept sketch for like this painting?
Oh, also super excitingly too, any day now, because we finally we're able to get the last things for the mystery boxes from the first Stealing Solo campaign. So people who backed that mystery box tier are going to get all of those made like the next, like tomorrow. They'll be showing.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
So we're excited because as promised, anybody who missed out or didn't get, or for some reason, didn't get anything fulfilled from the last campaign, everything is going to be in your mailbox before this one even closes. So it's like literally, I think we're even the very last thing is just all the international people who got their original books that got the better quality because the international ones shipped in a regular mailer will all get their new books. Very last thing, and that should still even go out before this campaign ends. So
awesome. That's good. Isn't it nice when things finally work out? BC Eagle, thank you, chat. Hello, you two. Just wanted to support the channel as always, and I hope the visit with your mom goes well. ... Thank you. So do I. Yeah. So my mom was originally supposed to come during the weekday, and I was like, oh, good for Peaches because he has to work, so it will just be me. And so guess what my mother said she wanted to do, Jessi?
What did your
She wants to go to Universal Studios. And I said, Mother, you're 60-something years old. Also, your boyfriend is 80-something years old.
Yeah.
He can't walk around. And you know how Universal Studios is down here. It's like you go up a mountain, you go down the mountain, you go. I'm like, I said, Mom, no. And so I just told her it's still closed. But then Peaches went to go look on it. And he's like, well, maybe it's because she can finally use her senior discount.
You get one of those scooter things and then just take the fancy handicap way down the escalator or down the elevator.
I went to enough amusement parks with my mother as a kid. It's not
like right. It's like I got dragged around by you when I was little. I don't need to drag your ass around now. So
to be fair, though, my mother does like roller coasters and doing fun things, but I kind of wanted to take her to like either Huntington Beach or Laguna Beach because I was like, well, you can go to an amusement park anywhere. It's like, why don't I show you around the areas that I live? Right. Exactly. And I was even thinking of taking her. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but have you seen like Downtown Orange?
No, I never have.
It's really, really pretty. It looks like, this old little quaint town, which is weird because it's like,
I love like that.
But it's like there's all these antique stores and there's this big roundabout, but it looks old timey.
I love it.
It's so cute. And so I was like, my mom would like that. And then we could go shopping and stuff because that's like my mother's favorite thing to do. Claudia, thank you for the super chat. Clarify something I said on last live stream. YouTuber named The Flick Pick, who I watched, got attacked on Twitter because he said he liked the character of U.S. Agent. People said he supports police brutality.
So because he likes the character of U.S. Agent, people are attacking him for supporting police brutality. So I like Loki. Does that mean I support murder? I like villain. Like enjoying a well-written villain or a well-written bad guy doesn't. Now I don't know much about U.S. Agent from the comics. So I don't know how where he falls in terms of his morality, if he gets redeemed or whatever, this or that. I just know that's sort of where we're going with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's the Wyatt Russell's character, John Walker, is becomes the U.S. Agent. I guess is this. I'm learning about all this. I don't know a ton of background and whatnot on it, but it's this interesting. It's really interesting with Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I said this.
Oh, is this a character in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes. Now, like the character just sort of is getting. He just got introduced in this new iteration at the end of the last episode, so we'll see him, and we should see him in this new form on Thursday. But then it comes from the character. Someone said that he's more of an anti-hero, Punisher, Red Hood style. Okay, that makes sense. So it's interesting the way that this show, I feel like that Falcon and the Winter Soldier is trying to be the boys a little bit. It's trying to tackle some of the gray areas of superheroes, some of the gray areas of superpowers, and it's trying to present multiple sides of an issue without necessarily having an opinion, but so much hinges on the way the show judges the fucking chick who was Enfys Nest from Solo. Because, and a lot of people are saying last episode was all. I think with the last episode, I don't think the whole last episode was awful. I think the last episode had a couple of moments that very, very seriously threatened to unravel the decent things the show has been doing. And now what I'll say is I think that, it's really, to me, it was a fluff episode. It was a transitional episode leading into your next part of the series. We just got to watching a different show though, and a good show, a fluff episode can be, the Orville's a great example. The Orville has a fluff episode right before it turns into its big ramp up into the season finale plot points. And I'm sitting there watching it going, oh, it's clearly just a fluff episode that doesn't mean anything for the plot and this and whatever. And then you get to the climax of the episode and I'm fucking crying because it was so beautifully done and written in this episode that doesn't mean anything in the greater scheme of things. So this was just a poorly written fluff episode where, okay, nothing's going to happen. So instead of crafting an enjoyable side story to take us from point A to point C, what we got was just a bunch of heavy-handed exposition and some serious steps into identity development. The worst thing in this entire episode was this out of left field line where Bucky just out of fucking nowhere goes, oh, me and Cap should have realized what it meant handing the shield to a black man. Just out of fucking left field. You're like, where was this? Anywhere in any of the parts, like I get that race has been a theme of this episode or a theme of this show, but it has had nothing to do with the Shield or you or the relationship with Sam and Bucky and Steve. Like it just was, totally just boom. So on the outsides of the show, though, you have John Walker, he's becoming the other side of the coin of what's her face, Carly, the basically anti-fuck character. So you have,
I haven't seen the show and I know nothing about it. So
I'm trying to give you the basic bare bones. So you have this U.S. agent guy that they're talking about is your representative of, well, I'm going to do things the traditional good old way is the good way to do things. So let's do it my way. But by the way, he's for sure not racist because his best friend is black, which is a nice addition. We're not going with the racist white man. And then our, racially ambiguous Antifa lead chick, we're watching her unravel and be more and more comfortable with human casualty in the face of getting her way. Now, the show very clearly has judged John Walker to be a bad guy, to be, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't. You're taking things too far. The show has suggested that maybe Carly has taken things too far, but it has yet to actually have her day of reckoning or her moment of judgment. We literally watch Almighty get otherwise than honorably discharged from the military, just saying John Walker, in the last episode. We have yet to see Carly have her day of reckoning. If she doesn't get one in this show, then you have a show that basically tells you it's totally fine to murder and kill and whatever, as long as the end goals are the right ones, as long as you believe in the right things. If she is judged, then you have a show that is trying to tell people extremism is not okay, violence is never the answer, let's come together and figure out a way in the middle. So everything in this show, to me, hinges on how they judge this one character.
Well, all this tells me is that I don't need to watch the show.
You can get everything you need to know from it in a 5-minute segment.
Oh, from what you just told me, I don't need to watch the show.
No.
Phil Abudi, thank you for super chat. Hire 4 scooters for the day. Thank you, but no, I'm not doing that. Phil Abudi, thank you for another super chat. Episode 2 on Mindless Entertainment streamed live on May 21st. So thank you for looking at that. I actually put it up. Our first stream for this was May 13th.
Nice. Tight. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
May
13th will be the anniversary.
That's exciting. We should do something.
I know. We should do something special. I don't know what it is, but
we'll figure it out. But
also,
Phil, check your mailbox. I don't know how long it takes a letter to get to Australia, but it's coming. Phil got the Heroinberg stickers from my the Heroinberg live stream. So
there you go. Yeah, it takes a few weeks. The thing that I noticed when you're shipping to Australia, it's that it sits in customs for a while.
Yeah.
Because I sent Rhino something, and I sent him a bunch of my prints, and he messaged me. He's like, "Oh my god, I got them!" And I was like, "It's been like a few months. What the hell happened?"
Dude, yeah, I sent something to my friends in Australia, and there was an issue. It sat in customs for months and was returned to me 6 months later, and I finally resent it, and it got to them 4 months after that. So, this is a letter. This is a letter-sized envelope, so hopefully it'll hopefully get through.
All I know is that Australia is ridiculous. And if you're sending something to Perth or Darwin, it's
forget about it.
I remember this one girl that was one of my roommates in college. She wanted to cry because we went to Walgreens, and she's like, "The lipstick here is only $5." And I was like, "Yeah, how much is it where you live?" And she's like, "It's 20 something." And I was like, "For drugstore lipstick?" She's like, everything in Australia is expensive.
That's what it was actually. The package I was sending is I have a couple friends in Australia, and one of them I was sending her a box of makeup from an American company that doesn't ship to Australia. So I told her, "Yeah, just ship it to me, and I'll send it to you." I want to clarify in the chat. There are good things about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I personally am really into Sam and Bucky's relationship. I think it's got a lot of quality to it, and I do think it's interesting to watch Marvel actually try to tackle these issues with nuance. Plus, the action when it happens is really good. Visually, it's on par with a Marvel movie in terms of its quality. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for, you will probably be disappointed by parts of the pace and some of the themes that come into it, but there are things worth watching in it. So if you're on the fence, probably, it just depends on what you're looking for in the show.
All I know is because I follow a lot of artists, because I'm an artist myself, and I follow a lot of artists. I have seen so much fan art of all of the Bucky and oh my god, why am I blanking on? And Falcon shippers. It's very disturbing. Because I didn't know that it was a thing that that there's a bunch of shippers for The Witcher for Henry Cavill and the Bard character, but it's all over my fucking feeds everywhere because all of these people ship Henry Cavill, Geralt, and then the Bard dude. And I was like, what the hell? And now everyone's shipping Bucky and Falcon.
One of our cats. Okay, I low-key ship Bucky and Sam, but one of our cats just threw up all over the. Actually, I shipped Bucky with Sam's sister because that's just funnier. They kind of tease that too, but Jane just threw up all over Ship Pancake. One of our cats just threw up all over the other cat and all over the bed. So sorry, that's why I just abruptly was like, oh no! I was trying to get up and get him, like not on the bed. But
yeah, take care of that.
fortunately, Jeff is handling. I'm going to go handle the bed while he handles the cat that's covered in puke. But
Gotcha.
I'll
read some super chats then. Okay. Charlie Spur, thank you for that. Jessi, for a second, I thought you weren't wearing anything except for a coat over your shoulders. LOL, I was very confused. I think Jessi saw that, and that's why she was snickering a moment ago. Well, so guys, I want to show you something, and I want you guys to tell me if you like it or not. Oh yes, and thank you my wonderful mods for posting these links in the chat. Yes, if you guys want to go back, my cover of Stealing Solo that I did with Jeff, that is the link for it. So as you guys know, I'm an artist and I like to paint things, and so I did this painting of Gina Carano, and let me see if I'll pull it up on my Etsy, and so I've been thinking about doing another one. And actually, I'll show it on Instagram because that's easier because it doesn't have the watermarks. So let me show you guys. And we are eventually going to get to the topic that I had. We're going to talk about feminism. It's just crazy. So this is my art Instagram. And so this is the painting I did of Gina, right? For whatever reason, it doesn't show. Maybe I need to zoom out. There we go. Okay, so this is the painting I did of Gina. And so it's a different color scheme than most. One of the reasons why I do that, though, is so that way, because you'll get flagged on like companies like Teespring, or some haters can go on your Etsy and flag your Etsy. And so I've had a lot of problems with my artwork because I do photorealistic paintings. And even though you can see the texture of the canvas in the photographs of my paintings, they have bots that run and it'll flag it as a copyrighted image. So what I have learned over the years is if I want to be able to sell my artwork and I don't want to drop the quality of my painting, it's not bisexual lighting. It's Gina's favorite color. Why is everyone obsessed with sex and thinking that because blue and purple are together, it's bisexual? It's not bisexual lighting. It is what is called an analogous color scheme. An analogous color scheme, which I can show you guys a chart of how, color theory works, because I feel like the only people that complain about this stuff is people that don't understand color theory, which is completely fine. I didn't know about color theory until I took a class on it. So it's not like it's out of the norm. But so I'm just going to share my whole screen so that way you guys can see, and I'll just drag things on. So it's called an analogous color scheme, and you're using a limited color palette. So for Gina, in this painting, I'm using an analogous color scheme. And so it's all of the same colors on the color wheel. Now, the reason why I did that, well, first off, a little birdie told me that Gina's favorite color was purple. So I was like, all right, that's perfect. I'll use purple. And, I'll use this range of colors. I didn't go into the greens at all because if you want to try mixing green with purple, good luck. It's a pain in the fucking ass. And also it doesn't mix very well. So you'll get this because look at how close they are to being opposites on the color wheel. It'll give you this really ugly muted color. So I just don't like that. So I just decided to stick to blues and purples. Well, in color, you'll get, especially one of my professors, it's like you're not allowed to say the color purple because as far as color theory exists, the color purple does not exist. The color is violet. So I decided to use violets and blues. And so that is why this is an analogous color palette. That's why I chose this. And so I didn't know about bisexual lighting 2 minutes ago. I didn't know what that was either until I did my Vampirella cover and people started screaming at the top of their lungs that, oh, it's bisexual lighting. I'm like, how is it bisexual lighting? And I'm like, everything in that was an homage to my sister. And it was pink and blue because when we were growing up, we had a pink room and we had a blue room. And then it looked pretty and people lost their fucking minds. So I think the only time people think it's bisexual lighting is, in my thing, if it's not meant to be sexual and you're seeing something sexual in it, which I am 100% guilty of all the time, when I see somebody eating a banana, no matter what, I laugh because my mind is in the gutter there. So it's like something I'm guilty of too. But as far as this painting goes, there's a reason for it. And I have shown like my reference that I use because I like to look at interesting color photography. But so with this, I painted it like this because I didn't want it to get flagged by any kind of bot, which I know the way that Gina is under fire all the time. She's, and look, Ryan Canal's Teespring got taken down. Drunk 3PO's Teespring has been taken down. I can't even, 3, 4, 5 times now for just doing the Welcome to the Rebellion. So I was like, okay, I want to do something that is not going to get flagged or is not going to get caught by some bot. It's going to be completely original to me. Now, this photo of Gina Carano as Cara Dune doesn't exist. Like, there's no photograph of this. The only version you'll see of her in this pose with this smile, with her hair like this, with her costume like this in this color is here. Again, there's no photo that exists. So when people are talking about, doing paintings and stuff, especially for art, and you want to protect yourself from getting either copyrighted or flagged by some kind of bot, you need to take inspiration in the pieces that you think work the best and understand how anatomy works and how lighting works. So that way you can just kind of mesh them up together to create something that doesn't exist before. So this is just a portrait of Gina. And some people are like, oh, it doesn't look like her. I'm like, I kind of think it does, but I did take some, I did do a few things a little bit differently just to have it a little bit more stylized. Welcome back, Jessi. I'm giving color theory to everyone.
Nice. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. One of our cats decided to puke everywhere. It was awesome.
He puked on the pancake.
I'm sorry.
He puked on the cat. Like one cat puked on the other cat.
It's okay. Well, so I'm going to show you my new concept for a new Gina painting because let me take these off because this is just a portrait. And so I was like, okay, maybe I should do something else. So I found this. I was thinking of more showing her costume because it was actually a lot of fun to paint and I think also it would be, to do like maybe a 3/4 body shot. So I have this picture of Gina and because I wanted kind of an action-y pose. So I found this picture of her, right? From when she was doing, what was that? American Gladiators.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, okay, maybe I should do that. But then I need to make it not like that. And I need to make it something that no one has ever seen before. So that way I don't get flagged. So I took inspiration from this pose and I finished it and I put her in her Cara Dune costume. So this is my idea for a painting.
Ooh.
What do you think?
That a lot. I know, it's really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think that that's a good painting idea for Gina?
I'm a fan.
I'll wait for the chat. But so what it's kind of the same. I changed her expression to make her a little bit more smirky. I still have to like sketch in her little tattoo. But I was like, I really like the pose and it would be cool because then I could put like, welcome to the rebellion, like right here.
Yeah. Okay,
everyone's saying oh, love it. Thumbs up. Oh, thank you guys. Yes, absolutely. Super pose. Okay, good. I'm glad you like it. Now I'm just going to ask everyone for an opinion on something because I'm also going to do this other painting because I like to paint plushies. So everyone, here's this other idea for a painting that I was going to do. I want to know which one you guys think is a better, where's the... Never mind. I don't know where my layers are. Okay. Do you guys think this one is better as far as lighting and the way they're all posed or this one? This is 2. This is 1. Which one do you like better, Jessi?
Wait. Which one was 2 and which one is 1?
This is 1. This is 2.
2.
Okay. Is there a reason?
The one looks, it looks like It almost looks horror movie one. It has like too much depth and contrast with the light. Like it looks.
Okay.
Yeah, this one looks warmer.
Okay, cool. I was still worried. I'm like, this actually looks really scary because their eyes are just dead. And I was like, maybe that could be part of it. And guys, the lighting will change. I'm just mostly looking at like the way that they're arranged, but then I guess the background lighting, because I don't think I'm going to keep it this light blue. I think I'm going to change the drapery in the background doesn't really matter. I was just getting an idea.
Yeah, but there's something weird about the depth in the other arrangement that it just feels more.
It's because like the light is like literally right here, but I like the way it shines.
I mean, also with the big and the small though too, like it sort of sucks you back into the backdrop. I like it more. This feels more like a family portrait like this.
Okay, good. All right, I just wanted to get everyone's opinion on that. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad everyone likes the Gina thing, and you guys got a little free art lesson in color theory, which I absolutely adore. Color theory. I was told this is going to be a boring class, and I'm sitting there like, I love this.
Color theory.
Oh yeah, somebody. Yeah, I'm already prepared for some weirdo to scream about boob armor, but I'm like, I didn't design the boob armor. For Gina.
Yeah, deal with it. Get over it.
So, Jessi, are you ready to learn about feminism?
I would love to, because clearly I know nothing. I'm obviously the most misogynistic human being that's ever walked the earth.
Yeah, so everyone, we're going to learn about feminism for a moment here, because I think it's important, and I don't think any of you guys are really taking into account how much we are all privileged and how we all need to constantly be talking about rights and how we all need to apologize for our privilege. And we basically all just need to bow to being feminists, and we need to scream at the top of our lungs every single day how much we love feminism. And if we're not doing that, we're the embodiment of all evil. Let me read these couple of super chats. Charlie's fur thing was about paint her wearing nothing but a fur coat over her shoulders.
We're really into this look, Charlie. You are really, really digging this look. Here, let me make sure the straps are gone and we're low. Okay, is that better? This is what you're looking for, right? Just like basically a full nude under here.
David Neal, thank you. Was that a Newton color wheel? I actually don't know. I was just given that, and there's no name on it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a color wheel I've had on hand. And honestly, I had to dig that color wheel up because I knew I was going to get people screaming in the comment section of my Gina Carano painting video. And so I'm like, I'm going to have to give a quick lesson on color theory in that video, which is going to be a pain in the ass to make it interesting. But I just had that on hand so I could show it. Let's see. Gates McFadden. Hello, Russell Hall. Thank you for that. I'd like to see you do a portrait of Venom Cecil. Who was it that did the portrait of child man Cecil? That person should do the portrait of Venom Cecil. Insult to the human race. Don't do it, Anna. Her mind is healthier and happier for not knowing about feminism. Also, good evening. Well, good evening.
What is this feminism thing of which you speak? I've never heard of it before.
Oh no, we're gonna hear, and I thought it would be fun to have a little discussion about this for me and you specifically. Philip Booty, thank you for the super chat. Our biosecurity are paranoid. Perth and Darwin are remote as fuck. Perth 1,600 miles and Darwin 1,800 miles to the next major city, which is almost nothing in between.
Well, there you go.
I know they are pretty far away. But they're both, all the places I want to go to in Australia are not like the major cities. It's like I really want to go to the Northern Territory and see, Darwin and see all the places around there.
Dude, when I went to Australia, they were like, yeah, there's a huge drought. They're actually, if people want to go join cattle drives, the government will give you a stipend and a horse to go on cattle drives with private farmers to help get their cows to water. And I was like, I could take a month of my life and just come back to Australia and ride around in the bush on a horse doing a cattle drive. I very seriously contemplated doing that. If I hadn't started dating Jeff within the next year, I might have done that.
You'd be a cowboy.
Honestly, that's like yeah.
Well, now that I've caught up on super chats, I am going to show you guys all why we are all the embodiment of all evil, because we are not listening to this this lady. So this was my statement after watching it, and I want everyone to kind of answer this question for me, because I said it's a mystery why she's still single. So I can't figure out why this girl is still single. It's mind blowing. But are you ready? And I'm gonna have to mute myself. Are you ready to hear the words of this nice lady?
She looks lovely. Let's do it.
All right, I just matched with this guy on Hinge, and my profile says you should not go out with me. You can't handle the fact that I'm an aggressive feminist. And he says, I'm a feminist. I don't preach it, though. Now, let me explain something to you, white men, or men in general, or white people in general. I don't care. There's like lots of combinations you can choose from. Human rights are not a party trick. They are not something that you can believe in until it affects you. You are either actively part of the solution or you are part of the problem. Period. That's it. If you are not actively going to be a feminist, if you are not actively going to be an ally for Black Lives Matter, if you are not actively going to be an ally for the LGBTQ community, then you are part of the problem. So, this is a long way of saying I unmatched him, but do better. All right, I just matched with this guy.
So
I don't know why she's still single. It's a mystery as to why this woman is single.
the funny thing is that she's so right. She's so right. If you're not actually out there living your life every single day, believing 100% of the time in the things you claim to believe in, and living your life 100% of the time based on those tenets, you have no fucking business running around preaching it to everyone else. So before you get on your pretty little soapbox about how important it is to preach about feminism all the fucking time, maybe, here's my favorite part. $10 says if she had given this guy 10 more minutes, he would have expounded to say, I don't preach about feminism because I'm an evil white man and therefore it's your job to talk and blah, blah, blah. But no, I can't imagine why somebody who makes sure that every other human being knows why they're utter scum and trash and she is so much better than them and more virtuous than them, the instant they open her mouth, I can't imagine why a person like that doesn't have men just falling all over her. I can't imagine somebody who honestly believes that men are the core of all evil on this earth has had trouble attracting a decent one to like her. It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. Gates McFadden, aka Russell Holding, the Australian cattle drive sounds fun and deadly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
You got to take your snake and spider repellent with you.
I like this. The guy dodged a bullet. Let's be honest. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. But
I mean, the fact that this guy decided to match with somebody who describes herself as a vocal feminist, like, tells me everything I need to know about this guy to begin with too. It's like, we can already start on this guy. We can already start on, like, bro, if you're matching with a chick who's like, I'm a vocal feminist, you're either a male feminist, in which case go home, or you're matching with somebody hoping that you're going to fix them, in which case good fucking luck. Amen. Power to you. But don't be fucking surprised when this is what
well, see, what I thought was maybe he didn't read the description and it was one of those things where you're swiping fast and he just
yeah. And he's like, pretty girl.
Yeah, pretty girl. I like that. Swipe what right or left. I don't know which one is the one that means you approve. But yeah, he dodged a bullet. Yeah.
Really angry, scary, shrill bullet.
Yeah, so I thought we could talk about feminism for a minute because we are women and we can give our opinions on what women feel about the feminism. What do you think?
Well, I'm so glad that you've acknowledged me as a correct and appropriate authority on which to speak about things pertaining to women, because I would hate to overstep my boundaries or perhaps step on toes of people who weren't sure of that authority. But now that we've clarified that you and I are both, in fact, women and therefore have authorities to speak on what being a woman is like, just let it be known that everything we say is gospel truth and fact. And if you disagree with us, you're sexist.
I'll be right back. I have to go give Peaches my car keys.
Yeah, no problem. And the fun, one of my fun things, I'm gonna get a little pedantic here for half second since she's gonna run off. And I'll go run off and be back. Right. For those who are familiar, like who I don't know, got history.
Oh my god! I think I broke my toe again.
Ow!
I
Why?
mean,
Obviously.
it's gotten to the point where it doesn't even hurt me that much anymore. So I was that picture that I showed you of The Simpsons. So I have that sheet like pinned to the wall and then out on a tripod. So I have to walk around the tripod to get to the door. And I was kind of running to give Peaches my keys so he could move my car. And my toe got caught on the end of the tripod, my pinky, and it pulled it out. And now it hurts like a fucking bitch.
I hate that.
And it's swelling. I definitely broke this. My toes are going to fall off by the amount of times I've broken them.
Probably. I'll miss your feet. I mean, then you won't be able to walk as fast anymore because you'll have to try to balance the whole time.
Well, I mean, it's just a pinky. It's not.
Actually, no, I'll love it then. You'll be even better to hang out with because be like, oh my god, we can all keep up with Anna now.
Is that you kindly saying I'm not fun to hang out with?
No, I'm just saying that it's a lot more exercise than I bargained for.
Oh my god!
Honestly, we enjoy. It is a. I was just talking to Jeff earlier about how I love marveling at Mobius strips, like the majesty of there being a one-dimensional object that is actually a three-dimensional object, and the mind fuck of wrapping your head around that. Thus, it is like going out on excursions with Anna and trying to let your brain process the marvel that is this teeny tiny, barely more than midget-sized human being, like speed of fucking light without breaking a sweat, without like, it's not like she's power walking. It's like, that's just Anna ghost speed, just zoop. And you're just standing there like you forget to keep up because you're busy there going like, how did she do that? She was here a second ago. We were talking a second, and now she's on the other side of the fucking street, like city. How?
I walk freakishly fast. Maybe it is my long toes, but this shit hurts like a fucking bitch. Gohan, thank you about love the fur coat 1920s. Look, you girls are pulling off. I'd love to see a Futurama or Rick and Morty one. I'm from Oz. Come to the Broke Hill where Mad Max is filmed, or North Queensland to Whitsunday. Yeah, me and Peaches, he didn't realize that he had never seen the first Mad Max movie. And so he turned it on thinking it was Mad Max 2, which it was not. And so he's like, what the heck? And we're just looking. And I guess the town that they filmed Mad Max in, it has not changed. But thank you for the super chat. I would love to go to Australia.
Queensland is the next place I wanted to go in Australia.
That's where the Irwins are from.
It is, yeah. That's where they're
Have
at.
you seen Bendy's baby?
No, I have not.
She's so cute. Her name is Grace Warrior Irwin Powell.
Aww.
And she's so little.
I like Warrior's middle name. That's solid.
Their whole thing is like wildlife warrior.
Yeah.
It's like part of it.
I love their foundation.
Craig Connect. Thank you for that. I'm a white male, but I look like a lady. Am I still even privileged? Because I don't think so.
Dude looks like a lady. That's a great point to be had there. Like, there's people that talk about male privilege. Well, how much male privilege do you lose when you are a non-traditionally masculine man? I mean, that goes out the window. The same way that when, people talk about like with the queer community, oh, well, bisexuals who are in hetero relationships, well, they lose all their queer privileges because they pass. So, but we don't consider those factors where it's like, well, you talk about all these, what it means to be a big, strong white man. And any male who presents non-traditionally loses all of what it means to have that traditional male privilege, but they're now still being rejected by this modern, world that says that they just don't have a fucking place anymore. One of the really interesting points that in this little feminist rant, though, I'll let you read the super chats and then I'll make the point. I'll keep you.
Mind more things. Joan of Arc, first female badass. There was plenty of women that were badass before Joan of Arc, but I think that does not take away from her badassery.
She does get definitely hardcore OG badass status for having been a badass, been one of the earliest documented female badasses to be preserved in history. But
I would say it's unfortunate that a lot of history has gotten lost. But I mean, if you go back and look at, like, there's tribes in Africa that were completely matriarchal. Same with, there's a reason why it's called Amazonian women for a reason. You can go look into those. And I mean, heck, there's been plenty of, I guess you would just say Pharaoh. I guess Pharaoh is unisex, but of Egypt.
There were Egyptian
and Mesopotamia and even China. You go look in, and it would be like emperors' wives and stuff. But I mean, I remember there was this one emperor, which the chat will probably know. And I remember learning about it that he loved, like, he actually, lost his will to live after his second wife died because he loved his second wife, and she would actually be a general, and they would go to war together and fight. And I mean, that was centuries before Joan of Arc.
Mulan was based on a real myth, a real Chinese myth, purportedly a real person. But yeah, I mean, if you go back, I mean, she definitely stands out as being a great paragon of Western female badassery. But yeah, if you go back, you find points in history of evidence of female badassery as long as human badassery has existed.
And then Scratchpad, thank you for the super chat. Anna, I can see you're hiding it, but I know you could use a hug right now. Sorry about your toe. Oh, well, thank you. I actually am not a hugger. I'm like, don't fucking touch me, anyone, unless you're my dog or my boyfriend. But I don't even hug my parents, really.
Anna's falls in one of those class of people because I'm a huge hugger. I have a few friends where I'm like,
I'll hug you, but like not.
I have a few friends. It's you, my friend Lindsay's another one where it's like it always feels super special because you'll hug me like hello and goodbye usually, and I'm like, I understand the value in those hugs because a few people, my friends like that, they're like, we're not huggers, we don't do it. So I know when I've gotten to the status where I earn that hug, I'm like, okay, I'm in the circle of trust now.
I don't really like people touching me, unless you're my dog or my boyfriend. Then, well, Tulip, my baby. Gek812, thank you. Put some ice on that ASAP if it's swelling. Yeah, I kind of have something cold and metal on it right now. So once that heats up, I'll switch out with something else. But it's been broken so many times at this point. It's kind of just got that numb feeling. It does ache a little bit though. That's the irritating part. If it just was numb and it didn't ache. But I mean, I broke my other one like a month or two ago. I break my toes all the time. I'm serious. I don't know why they haven't fallen off yet.
When I was younger, I broke my toes a bunch, and I was like, what do I do? And my dad's like, oh, well, your toe's probably broken. I was like, what am I going to do? And he's like, well, I can make you a little like popsicle stick splint if you really want to. He would do that for fingers when they got jammed and stuff. But he was like, pretty much, you're just going to just deal with it. Ice it when it hurts, and then it'll just get better. That's my doctor dad. My doctor dad was like, your toe's probably broken. Just put ice on it and live.
This is going to be a fun topic. Gohan, thank you for the super chat. Another random question, but have you girls ever been ghosted or it's something that just happens to boys? Story of my life. I hate Jen's dating. I have plenty of times.
Yeah, dude, no, ghosting is not gender specific whatsoever. It's definitely it's just a coward move. It's for people who don't have the balls to just say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's pretty much it. Now, like, there's my favorite is there's also people I've never ghosted anybody. I have stopped responding to people after I've made it very, very crystal clear to them why I'm not going to keep responding to them if they keep doing what they're doing. I personally have never just flat ghosted. I think that's just if you just flat ghost, unless someone's done something to me where it's like, it's like you really should understand why I'm ghosting you without me explaining it to you. I've never out of the blue just like, so I'm talking to someone and I just decide like, I don't really want to talk to them anymore. I've never just been like, well, I'm just going to ignore every single time they message me and go, hey, are you mad at me? Hey, are we still friends? Blah, blah, blah. Or are we still on tonight or whatever? I'll just go, hey, look, I just don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. So I have been ghosted and I have ghosted people, but that was like when I was really young. So I'll blame that on my immaturity, but I am aware that I did it. But to be fair, I only did it because the guys were fucking weird and like very rude and very like forward. And it's like guys that don't understand that they crossed a boundary and they don't understand the meaning of the word no. So there's no point in even responding anymore.
See, my thing was always, because I'm that weirdly overly confrontational person. My thing in those situations is always just to be super douchey. Back when I was younger and immature, my problem was just breaking up with people in as horrific fashion as imaginably possible. I think I had scars. I'm not proud of that, but yeah, we all do.
I don't like breakups. Because I know what it's like to be rejected. So I hate the thought of doing that to someone else. So it's a very uncomfortable situation for me.
I think what
I have too much empathy for the person because I feel so bad about it.
Well, the thing is, I've been in situations where I have so much empathy, it stops me from physically being able to do that. I think what I have to do is just override. So I think what I used to do is I would just override the empathy and go into burning, blinding rage and anger, because the only way that I could get past the like, oh God, I'm going to hurt you this badly, of someone who cared about me, was to just absolutely revile them, and then I didn't feel bad about hurting them. And
I've told this story before, but so I actually had a strict rule on the first time meeting a guy. I would not let them pick me up because I didn't want them to know where I lived, and also I'm not getting in the car with a stranger.
Yep.
So my rule was always, I will meet you at the place that we are going, and if it doesn't go well, I don't have to worry about you knowing where I live because you picked me up, right? And so there was this one guy I matched with, and I matched with him because he wasn't exactly my type, but he had a picture with Bill Nye and him at NASA. And I was like, oh, this guy seems really cool. Yeah. And I was like, maybe he's cuter in person. And so we talked for a little bit, and then he thought it was cool that I was going to art school. And then he's like, oh, like, we should go to like the DeYoung Museum, and like that would be cool to go with somebody that actually knows about this stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And he kept like trying to pick me up at like Union Square, which is like the middle of downtown San Francisco. And I was like, no. I was like, it's easier for me to just meet you there. That way you don't have to worry about traffic going downtown and then having to go out, to the park. And so I went early because I kind of wanted to draw before. Yeah. And so there's this like botanical part of the park that you can only go to in the morning. So I went out and I went there, and then we were supposed to meet and he didn't show up, and I was like, maybe he's stuck in traffic. And I messaged him and he didn't respond. And I was drawing. 3 hours later, I was like, all right, well, it's getting kind of late. I'm going to go home. He never responded to me. And my friend Sav, she's like, Hannah, just come home. Like, he's not coming. And I was like, I can't. I was like, no. I was like, maybe something happened. She's like, Anna, he hasn't responded to you all day. He's not coming. Yeah. And she's like, don't waste any more of your time on this guy. And I was like, aw. And I was kind of sad because like he seemed really cool. Yeah. So I got a message like 3 days later, and he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I stayed up way too late the night before, and I just slept through it. And, he's like, you don't deserve somebody like that. And I'm like, it's just an excuse. I was like, it was just totally, and I was like, all right, whatever. You're missing out, not me. Right. And I was like, I got some good drawings done, so whatever. It was, I guess, not a productive romantical day, but it was a productive drawing day. So yes, trust me, I have been stood up. I have been ghosted. And everything. I've been cheated on. Every bad dating experience you can imagine, I've had to deal with that. So that's why I'm very grateful I found Peaches.
I'm really, really grateful that I've never been cheated on, to my knowledge. That is, but yeah, no, I like that one. I fucked. There was this one guy I was just casual. Honestly, it was not even that. It was a very serious thing. We went on a couple of dates. We did stand up together at the same place. So we, bump into each other here and there doing that. And it was like, I gave him every fucking out. I kind of got the sense. I was like, because he started being a little more, you're blowing me off on we were going to hang out. And I was like, dude, if you just don't want to hang out anymore, just say so. It's not a big deal. Like, you can just tell me if you're just not that into it. It's really not a big deal. And he was like, no, I really do. I'm like, okay, well then I'll just let you tell me when you're free. And then I never heard from him. And until fucking, and this is the thing that really pissed me off though. And then I was like, so that pissed me off because I was like, I gave you an out. We were talking and I said, you can just say, I'm giving you the words. All you have to do is go, yes, it's that thing. Cool, great, thank you for understanding. And you're like, no, I really want to hang out. Okay, fine. So fucking you make it happen then. And you don't. Months later, we had another comedian who was sort of a bigger deal. So this guy was trying to get him to mentor him and all this stuff. He was hanging out with him a lot and whatnot. And that guy had known we were together. And so he had saw me at the club, and I think he saw us not talking. And so we went to this guy, Matt, was like, oh, whatever happened to you two? And which prompted this guy to want to come to me and be like, hey, can we talk? And I'm like, yeah, sure. What about? Like, it's literally been months since we'd spoken. And he's like, I just wanted to, let you know, because Darren was asking what the deal was and this. And so he goes out of his way to like break up with me. He's like, I just wanted you to know, like, I just wasn't feeling her. I'm like, not ready to this and that. I'm like, you are. Months ago, I said, if you're not into this, just tell me and it's chill. And you ghosted me, which was cool. So that to me, that was it. We were done then. That was what happened.
Yeah.
Tell me if you're not into this. And you said, I totally am. And I said, cool, let me know when you're free. And you went away, which pretty clear indication that you are too chicken shit to just tell me what you meant in the moment, but you have no interest in pursuing this. That's fine. I gave you the fucking out. Why now are you sitting here trying to act like, oh, no, I need this closure because I need to be a man because Darren told me to be. And So I'm like, okay. He's listening like, well, it's just not working. I'm like, dude, that was, I figured that out all on my own when you never texted after months.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not stupid, dude. And you should, honestly, if I was in your position, I'd be like, why, what makes you think I care? Like, I would have thrown it right back. I'd be like, dude, if anything, you did me a favor because I was bored out of my mind with you.
Right, exactly. Be like, dude, there's a reason I stopped trying. Like, when I said balls in your court and you didn't respond, there's a reason you never heard from me again either.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I didn't press it.
Exactly. If I cared, if I needed this little moment of closure, I would have said something to you before now. But whatever, dude. Good for you.
Vijay Patel, thank you for becoming a member of my channel. I appreciate that. Mongo's big things. Thank you for the stream. I'm just passing through, but I hope you all are having a good time. Oh, well, thank you, Mongo.
Hey, Mongo. How are you? It's been a minute since
it has been a minute. Oh, shoot. My chat just jumped on me.
Love when that happens.
Let me get back up here. Okay. Dex Luther thing, we should pour a pixie stick on your toe. It'll heal faster. I know it sounds weird, but you're Anna after all.
Honestly, it would probably work for you.
It probably would work. Maybe I should just chug a pixie stick. And then Roger H, thank you for the super chat or super sticker. Let me see. Oh, it's a thumbs up. Well, thank you. And I think I saw a couple more come in.
Roger H.
It's there.
Stick wars.
I wish that this thing would just have a super chat window. The StreamYards follows me on Twitter. I might just message them and let them know. Claudio, thank you. You missed like 4 of my super chats, Anna. I apologize. Let me go pull them up. That's why this thing needs a super chat window, just so I can specifically see everything that comes in. Okay, so this one, Anna, you missed like 4. Okay, I found the next one. Bruh, the guy dodged an anti-aircraft missile. Also, you missed 3 of my super chats earlier. For warning, they have nothing to do with the topic. All right, well, let's go down there. Claudio, you missed 3 of my super chats. Claudio, I decided to watch number 2 after. I'll be honest, there was a joke about kids golfing that I laughed so hard at. I think it was annoying my neighbors. Oh, and then this is the first one. Oh yeah, finished High School Musical. Somehow, one thing I noticed, most of the songs just came out of nowhere, especially the first musical number. Yeah, that's kind of how High School Musical is.
Never seen any of them, and I'm totally okay with that.
Oh my gosh, I watched them all when they premiered.
Sorry?
I was a kid. I liked it. And then here's the next one. Claudia, thank you for that. I don't even know about how U.S. agent bashing a guy to death with his shield correlates at all to police brutality.
Yeah, I mean, especially because the whole thing is he goes to bash this guy to death with his shield after his best friend, who's a black guy, gets killed. So like the entire police brutality conversation is about the killing of black men. So when his brutal response is in response to a black man being killed, your complaint just collapses in on itself. It's a little, your little house of cards just goes. So
BC Eagled EB, Anna, my handle has a meaning. BC is Boston College, my alma mater. Eagle, mascot, and Deb, my name. Okay, so BC Eagle Deb. Okay, That makes more sense.
I always get excited and then confused because the eagle that they use for Boston College, some of their logos have been various Philadelphia Eagles logos as well. And then and I'm like, or I'll just see like eagle, maybe the font, maybe it's the font, something that's I'll see the font. I'd be like, yeah, but then I see the red and gold, and I'm like, and then I remember it's Boston College. So.
Charlie Spur, thank you for super chat. I only watch this channel because I'm obsessed with sex. Not really. Oh.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's all we do is we just get flagged constantly for our inappropriate sexual content. So,
well, we did that one time Kelly was on.
Yes, it's all her fault.
Okay. I'm going to sneeze. You can talk.
I was going to wait for
I think
this.
it's going away. I think it's going away. Okay. I think I've gotten. Oh.
You got like 12 more since you've been reading them. Just
with that inside, go to the doctor. No, I don't need to go to the doctor for a broken toe. I mean, I know what they're gonna do.
Honestly, for broken toes, you like literally. As I was saying, my dad, who is a doctor, when we broke our toes as kids, he was like, "Well, you just put ice on it. The doctor's not gonna do anything."
Let's see. Charlie Spur, thank you for that. Who would cheat on Anna? Broken heart. Like almost every boyfriend I've ever had. Let's see. So my college boyfriend, he was cheating on, and I told him over and over again, I'm like, dude, the only reason we're together is because you wanted this. And then I'm just like, I get it, we're in college. Like, if you want to go see other people, that's fine. I'm not going to take it personally. And he's like, no, I love you. Da, 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 da. And then Jessi, have I ever told you this story?
I don't know.
So this guy, I should have left him right then and there, but I have a really hard time ending relationships because I always, I don't know, I can't do it. I can't hurt someone. And so I'll just stick through it until the end, which I probably shouldn't. But him and his his roommate's like bed was right next to his bed, obviously, because you're in college as roommates. And so we're laying there sleeping, and the girl that my ex was cheating on me with, what she would do was she would change her hair to whatever my hair was. So that way, if people saw them out, they would assume that it was me. And especially with me. So it's like she was in the background of a picture, but she had the same hair as me. She thought I was stupid to think that it was a picture of me. Wow. And so my boyfriend was sleeping and I was laying next to him, and I got woken up because his roommate and his girlfriend came in, and she was like, is that Anna or Chrissy? And I was like, oh, hell to the fuck no. And you guys want to know what happened? Because revenge comes in small shapes and sizes. And so I basically, when we did finally break up, which was him breaking up with me over a phone call when he was on the other side of the continent. So basically I'm the embodiment of all evil, according to him, even though he did everything wrong. And you know what? Actually, what happened? Which I probably shouldn't talk too much about, but so something bad happened to me at a party, and he accused me of lying and then broke up with me.
Love that.
Yeah, over the phone. When I had called him crying because something really traumatic happened, and he decided that was the perfect opportunity to break up with me. And so, which I mean, did me a huge favor because I had one less thing shitty in my life. But so he ended up dating this girl, the girl he was cheating on me with. They were both acting majors, right? Both moved down to LA. Both are failed actors and had a nasty breakup. And from what I found out, because this YouTube channel thing, apparently they're both incredibly jealous of. And because it happened on accident. And so it's funny because, I mean, having a big platform was never anything I ever anticipated having.
Yeah.
And it happened on accident. And I guess it's something that they both have wanted, because I guess they both tried starting YouTube channels and it failed.
Oh my God, amazing.
And so I'm like, oh my God, it's the sweetest revenge, especially since I didn't even plan it. It just happened by accident.
My whole life, my dad always said the best revenge is to live well.
Exactly. And that's really what happened, because now I'm happy. Peaches found a beautiful house that he wanted to buy. And so we live in this beautiful house. I have this YouTube channel. I have great friends. and I don't have to deal with any of their stupid drama. And what are they? They're both failures at life. And it makes me so happy.
I love it. I do enjoy that. I have so much schadenfreude for stuff like that. I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah, so guys, I have been cheated on. Jessi, you have not?
No, I had the guy that I actually lost my virginity to in high school. He had the girl that he had lost his virginity to. Like, they still had this complicated thing and whatnot. And so I don't think they ever, did anything to me. But it was uncomfortable. Like, I had to go through that experience of of feeling like, well, okay, I guess, I mean, I went through something that was like getting cheated on, but it's not the same. But I don't necessarily want to talk about that on public.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. I'll read a different super chat if you want to change the topic.
Let's put it this way. I'm not unfamiliar with the feeling of having the person that you're with who's supposed to love you more than anybody else prioritize somebody else. Even if you wouldn't call it cheating, or if it's not, anyway, it sucked. It was terrible. It was a shitty relationship. It's over.
Yeah, that's why they're assholes and in the past. Let's see. Sir Angus Fungus, thank you for the super chat. Anna killed the cricket, apparently. It's still daytime, so the crickets aren't out. But I swear, I have let my entire yard get infested with lizards, so that way they'll eat these fucking crickets. And these are the laziest fucking lizards I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, bitches, you're already fat. What the fuck are you eating? Because you're definitely not eating these fucking crickets.
It's the land of good and plenty. There's too many crickets, not enough lizards. You just need more lizards.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hello, pukey kitty.
Scratchpad, thank you so much. Anna, everyone knows that no means no. There are reasons guys keep trying is because they're convinced they can persuade you with the sticking out tongue face. Yeah, honestly, I think there might have been with on apps, I think that, or when you're just messaging someone, there's that disconnect, and maybe they think you're being sarcastic and stuff. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but at some point it's just like, nah, I'm not talking to you.
Honestly, that is a huge turnoff for me. That's what always was a number one turnoff for me with guys, was if I said no and they were like, and they immediately, the thing is, if I shot a guy down and then later on, weeks later, months later, whatever, they tried again, like, oh, maybe this time.
Yeah.
Never. Okay. No, still no. But yes, it's cute. It's flattering that you're still carrying this torch, but still no.
See, go ahead.
Sorry. My thing is, if I shoot you down in the moment and you turn around like that, like if it's like, oh, will you go out with me? No. Well, why not? Or let me keep trying to convince you right now. Or like, hey, can I kiss? Or they try to kiss you and you push them off. Like, well, let me try again. It's that I fucking just told you. Now you're just disrespecting me.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if it's like, oh, maybe I'll try again, gently to see if you changed your mind 3 months later. It's another thing to be like, let me see if I can convince you that I'm awesome. Well, no, every effort you take to trying to convince me to like you just makes me hate your guts more.
Yeah. I know this might sound shallow, but I mean, you have to be really fucking hot to get away with that kind of shit. And even then, that kind of ruins your hotness.
Exactly. It's like that might get you a lay, but no, it's not gonna get you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not every man is James Bond. Let's just put it.
The other flip of it too, though, I mean, is it the thing? People do that, guys do that, girls do that, women chase men that aren't interested in them constantly.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't understand why people want to be with somebody who doesn't want to be with them as much.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I was actually just about to say that. It's like the second the second I find out somebody's not interested in me, that kills the interest for me instantly.
Right? I mean, the cutest thing that happened was after Jeff and I hooked up the first time, both of us being nervous that we were the only one catching feelings and the other person just was in it for something and didn't feel the same way. And the
I called it.
The greatest moment was realizing that no, we're both as invested, we're both as interested,
I told you.
You did.
The first night they meet, I'm like, so we get back to the hotel and I'm like, so Jessi, you and Jeff, huh? And she's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, sure, you don't know what I'm talking about. Sure. Jeff, he probably can't hear you. Me and Kendo had a whole long conversation when we were walking from the bar to the Chinese restaurant, and we're just like, yeah, because we're literally like, you guys are behind everyone, just holding hands, and me and Kendo are in the front because he's trying to keep up with my fast walking, and he has the directions.
Yep.
And then I turn. It's funny because he caught me the moment I turned around and I saw you guys holding hands, and I stopped, and that's how he caught up to me. And he just starts laughing because the rest of the time, like, I'm walking, and he's like, "Okay, we're going straight." I'm like,
I remember Kendo shouting the turns to you. Left.
Yeah.
It was
yeah. And then I'm just like, we were
like,
just talking about you the whole time. It was so funny.
We were back there being.
You know, I was surprised Kendo could keep up with me to that extent that he did.
I mean, he works a labor intensive job.
Well,
so.
I thought he was pretty drunk.
Oh, I mean, we were all fucking retarded at that point, except for who was
I was pretty sober.
Oh, I wasn't.
I think the walk sobered me up though.
Yeah, and you also started late. You were like 3 hours behind us on the drinking, so you know, we were already like, God, we were shots and pitchers deep at that point, so you had a lot to catch up on.
God, that isn't it crazy? That was like 2 years ago.
I know. It's not.
Let me see. So we have. I missed the super chats as they came up, but let me read this one, and it is from Dimajanai. What's up, dude? How are you? Thank you for the super chat. Only been cheated on once. Never did the cheating. By the way, you ladies are looking stunning as usual. Aw, thank you, Dimajanai.
Of course, you never cheated on anyone. You're a gentleman.
He is. He brought me chocolate.
He's a quality human being. That guy.
Let's see. Yeah, thank you for super chat. Awesome, both on you again. This is what I needed on Wednesday. Now, who's gonna step on my face with high heels? Mindless. I'm looking at you.
I mean, yeah. You send me the heels, I'll step on your face. It's as simple as that.
Do you also, have heels?
What? No, I don't have good stilettos for face stepping. I would need a good sturdy. The stilettos I have, I think, only have one pair, and they're not sturdy enough for a good face stomp. Or maybe I have two pairs, but. Maybe I have one, but I don't really want to get blood on it. So yeah, if you send me the pair that you want your face stomped with, and I will stomp away. Also, we do this every week, so next week it'll be on my channel.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Cecil.
Yeah.
Cecil, thank you for the super chat. Hello. Oh, hello. Ladies, it's boring when they like you. It's dumb but true. Men tend to want what they can't have. And once they get it, bored again. Yeah.
That's just a happiness problem. That's also people think women do the same shit too. That's just a happiness problem at its core level. People don't want to be happy. They just want to want things. We all do it.
Let's see. Claudia, thank you for that. Sorry about the super chat saying you missed them. It's okay. It's okay.
You're like the world's best model listener. You're like, oh, I sent you a bunch of super chats already. Makes you amazing listener. Thank you, obviously, for supporting what we do. And then it's like you're sending more super chats to remind her to read the super chats. And now you're sending more super chats to apologize for all of the super chats you sent to remind. It's like, please, if everybody,
you're too nice.
Right? If everybody could be this considerate, the world would be probably way too considerate. Honestly, I think it only can handle a few people as nice as you. But I think
thank you. I appreciate it.
I love the sentiment. Thank you for being
here. Case McFadden, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, but there's the no from women that obviously means no, and then there's the no that means impress me. Women love games. That's
true, but you have to be smart enough to know the difference. And if you get it wrong, that's not my problem. Like that's yes, there's a game afoot, but if I'm not playing the game and you misinterpreted that point, that's not my problem. I don't have to be nice to you about it. If if that's what it is, then I have every right. That's my game. My game is, you fucked up and crossed my line. Now I get the right to tell you what a fucking fuck you are because you tried to ruin my night. So,
but thank you. Let me get back to the super chats that I missed from earlier. Adonis Avils, thank you for the super chat. Gotta go soon. Here's some support and a personal theory. If the rumor about Keanu Reeves playing in Old Republic Sith King proves true, it will be Revan. Let's speak it into existence. thirsty nerds. So I don't know where this thing is coming back about KOTOR getting made. I mean, we've been saying it for years, but if there's some kind of new fan theory out, I mean, guys, you got to stop listening to Mike Zero. I mean, you know, but to be fair, because Jessi, Peaches was sitting there and he's watching, he's like scrolling through videos and he's like, hey, are you friends with Mike Zero? And I stopped what I was doing and I was like, why do you know that name? And he's just like, oh, it just popped up on my feed. And, you know, Peaches doesn't pay too close attention to everything. He just sees a Star Wars channel. He assumes I'm friends with it. And so it clicked this button in my head, which is like, oh, okay. So because normies that don't pay attention to, you know, people on YouTube or the way that, you know, things are done or the trends that certain YouTubers put out certain type of content. I was like, for a normie that's just looking in it, you might take that for face value, not aware that Mike Zero makes the same video 10 times a day. And so I explained it to him and he laughed. But
also at some point realized that my sources are just Mike Zero using Google. And
well, it's just somebody. Here's the thing: we're
and
all
his imagination. Mike Zero started out having these little wet dreams about what he wanted to see in Star Wars, and then started writing little fan fictions that nobody cared about, and then just started making YouTube videos and pretended that they were real. That's
But the thing is, he makes a shit ton of money because he doesn't care, and YouTube doesn't care if your content is correct or inaccurate. You get paid based on the amount of people that click on your video and how long each person will sit there and watch it. So if you're making entertaining content, I mean, there's an entire YouTube channel that is just somebody popping bubbles on an app, but people's babies like to watch it. And so it's soothing music. It doesn't make any sense at all, but babies like to watch that. So parents will play that video for their baby while the baby is trying to fall asleep, and babies will just watch it. And so it doesn't matter the quality of your content as long as people click on it and will watch it. And so when you have fan theories like that, because on the High Council last night, Jeff brought up this article about KOTOR getting remade. And I was like, well, there actually was news about that came out months ago, and I covered it because I love KOTOR, and I went on my little rant about where the information came from and my reportings on it. But for Keanu Reeves, if somebody's saying, oh, hey, Keanu Reeves is in talk with Disney for doing a movie for Star Wars. Okay, first off, of course that's going to sound real because guess what? Everybody wants that. It's a fan theory that's been going around since KOTOR came out because guess what? Revan looks like Keanu Reeves. So of course, if you hear a rumor or somebody saying, oh, my sources said this, it's like, oh, so somebody went and looked at what everybody wants and is it kind of believable? And then everybody believes it. And it's like, I don't believe that shit until I see it in front of me. But also, this is very, very old news that has been out since 2005.
Here's your answer. I just found out where it came from because news starts. The only thing in the news about KOTOR is James Gunn a week ago did an interview and said about how
I saw that.
But doesn't think that. And so this is how it happens. Unfortunately, you got to start people need to start obviously not. People start needing to realize and most of you guys in the chat are pretty savvy to this, but you know, it's just be aware that what happens is an article like that comes out and then a whole bunch of people read it and and there are people out there who say my sources, and what they literally mean is I made up shit that I know you'll click on. And so they see that and they go, ooh, I can make up a possible KOTOR movie, and it's in the news with James Gunn. It'll give it enough credibility that people will buy it and people will believe it. And so these people do that, and then enough people who listen to them and like them, these secondaries at YouTubers, etc., grab up a story like that and start making it like, ooh, what if? And the people who trust them then go make their things, and they drop at some point. It's whispered down the lane, and somewhere the what if gets dropped, and it all circulates like it's fact. And then and what you're seeing now, because everybody sees saying Yellow Flash made a video about it. Star Wars made a video.
Well, I need to address this. I did a video on this 2 months ago when the original news dropped. Here is the video if you guys really want to watch it. And I did the video 2 months ago when the news came out because a person that actually works in video games does a podcast. And again, I said he has a very, very, very thick British accent, so it is kind of hard to understand certain parts. I provide the timestamp and the links to this podcast if you want to go listen to it. And he literally said he's not sure if it's a sequel or a remaster, but they are working on it. And I guess he's a reliable source if you've listened to this podcast. But there is the link for that video. It's right here. I'll show it up on my damn screen. This is from 2 months ago where I'm talking about this. It's from this podcast.
So this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? You have 2 months ago, you have some
2 months ago, January 27th.
2 months ago, you have some credible news about a potential remaster or remake, some real news about the game 2 months ago, right? A week ago, you have an interview based on nothing about a live action, just randomly talking about it.
Well, just you know why that interview happened is because James Gunn tweeted that KOTOR is like one of the best Star Wars parts, and then somebody said, "Oh my gosh, are you gonna
Are you gonna make a live action movie?"
And he said, "No, some things don't need to be made into movies."
Exactly, and but the damage is done, and essentially, so what happens is when you'll see sometimes like people like reporting on what you think. A channel that you regard as credible that reports on credible things, what sometimes happens and befalls us too is you will get information that gets taken and transformed into the wishful version and then gets cited as real based on a look at these articles. And then when you dig deeper, what you'll sometimes realize is, oh, these articles that are purportedly about this tidbit that all seem to sync up and point to this one thing, because it'll go, look, James Gunn read this tweet. Look at this article about KOTOR from 2 months ago. Look at this one from here. And you see all these headlines and you go, oh, wow, this is supporting this. And when you dig deeper, what you realize is, well, that was about the game and this was about the movie. And that thing about the movie was just some bullshit rumor from 5 years ago that doesn't even mean anything. And you put these pieces together and what you come out to is that it's armchair detectives piecing together erroneous solutions. It's trying to create theories that fit. It's trying to create evidence to fit theories as opposed to actually looking at what the evidence points to. And so sometimes whenever I see a YouTuber that I like or I believe is credible, who's reporting on something that I've already debunked.
I don't believe anyone if they don't show me anything on the screen. Like, that's why I don't do my old video formats where I just am me. I always have something on the screen and to show you guys what I'm looking at. So you guys can see exactly what I see.
Exactly. Also, just my personal caveat to anybody, don't trust anybody who tells you they have sources if they can't tell you anything about their sources. And I don't mean like their identity or where they work with this, but if they, these people, so many people want to go, my sources, and then nothing. They can't tell you where these people work, what type of job they have, how long they've been in the industry, what types of industry connections they have, if they're creatives, if they're administrators, if they're journalists, if they're producers. They can't tell you any of that because these people don't exist. If nobody can tell you, they can't tell you a single detail about who their sources are, then their sources don't exist.
Well, I mean, there's ways to do it without doxing a person. Like, for example, guys, before Solo came out, somebody sent me the entire script to Solo, A Star Wars Story. I didn't think it was real, and so I didn't talk about it or cover it in any way. And then guess what? It was real. And I was like, oh my God, I thought that was just like a stoned fan that sent me that, but it wasn't. It was real. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit, but this person didn't provide me with any information. So I'm like, well, I can't believe you. But so there are situations where people that actually have information reach out, but guess what? The people that I trust are the ones that I have met at conventions and have talked to me and said, hey, here are my credentials. And then they talk to me like a human being. And I mean, I don't like talking about that stuff because it's like, I wouldn't say it's not important, but I don't want to risk anything happening to somebody that told me something in confidence because they trusted me personally. So it's just my 2 cents on it. But as far as this, when it comes to YouTube, I don't want to be able to show anyone anything that I can't show you guys on where I found it and how I found it and how I got there. It's all well and good. Like there's a type of, there's speculative journalism. If that's your bent, if you have sources or you mine for information and you want to put out stuff that says, well, I haven't confirmed this and I don't know if it's true or this, that's what you want to do. Like, that's fine. Like you said, the YouTube's full of everything. Everyone can put out whatever type of content they want. It doesn't make it good, bad, real, true, or anything at all. It just is. But for me personally, for what I do, for you, for what you do,
I just don't have a need to present something to people unless I know it's true. So if I have a source and I can't confirm, or they can't confirm for me the information they're telling me, then I don't need to report or speculate on whether or not it might be true. If I have a source that can corroborate for sure that the information they're giving me is accurate, then I'll share it. And if I share it with you, I will let you know 1000% if it's real or not. But handful of times I've made a theory video, because I'm like, ooh, what about this? I'm not going to try to pawn it off as sources. I'm not going to try to pawn it off as insider knowledge or make you believe there's more credibility behind it than it is. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat. Here's a crazy thing I thought of this morning while I was taking a shit. You're welcome.
Well, also, I don't like it when people get manipulated by certain videos. Like, I wouldn't say it's like Mike Zero, but I remember this one kid was telling me this thing, and it's because they watched a video and they believed it. But it's like, if it makes sense, there's probably some things that all of us have been able to put together on our own, right? And we just speculate about it. Like the Keanu Reeves thing, that has been a theory and a fan favorite idea since like 2005, right? That's not a new thing. And so because people want it, sometimes they're more willing to believe it. Like I was more willing to believe certain things about either in-game or other things that I liked because I wanted it. And so I'm like, yes, I want to back this. I want to believe it because it's something that I want. And it's that satisfaction of getting what you want and away from your entertainment. And so it's a way to manipulate people. And I caught this one channel in particular doing it. This channel has like millions of subs. And they used to do very, very, oh shit, I'm sorry.
I was like, oh no, it's
okay. Yeah, Jessi has to get going because she could only stay until 6 because we started the stream late.
Sorry, I just have to have Oscar obligations for the stream on Saturday, which is gonna be so fun. So you guys should all come. That's 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be doing it on Mindless Entertainment on Saturday night to talk about all the Oscar movies, etc. Jeff will be there. My friend Lindsay, who was a runway model, so she's pretty, will be there. And Richard Chu, who won an Academy Award for editing Star Wars, will be there. And it will be awesome. Also, Sunday night Bullshitters are doing their live commentary, which will probably be an amazing, hilarious time. And then
I hope you have fun. I'll be with my mother.
Thank you. And you should all follow me on Live It because that's the place that I actually stream from and do cool stuff now. But it is always a pleasure to be with you on the Matriarchy. Sorry, guys, that I can stick around to the end this week, but I will see you all next week on my channel. Love you very, very much.
See you later. Bye. Bye. Just me now. So guys, like I was talking about before, Jessi had to leave, and then I'll get to reading super chats. There was this one channel that I used to watch religiously because I loved their breakdowns of Game of Thrones, and then they did a couple like fan theory Game of Thrones, and then they just turned into complete shills. And the first like inkling that I had was that one of the guys on it, he had like this little dog, and he named his dog Kylo. And so I thought, oh, it's probably just because the movie was coming out and he hadn't seen it yet and he got hyped. So he named his dog Kylo. But then they just turned into complete Disney shills. And it was really sad because I used to love their videos. But then one of the guys was talking about how excited he was every single time to go watch The Last Jedi and all of this. And I was like, oh, all of my respect for you just went out the door because you guys actually used to be like credible for your in-depth analysis and breakdowns. And when they did say certain things, it's because, is it What Culture? No, I've never heard of that channel. No, it's got 2 words in the name. It's a very big channel. It's got like millions of subs. And I love the quality and just the way that the videos were put together. And it was just sad because then I realized these, like, if they did have insider information, the things that they implied were going to happen, especially with Game of Thrones, it made you think that, oh my gosh, this awesome fan theory that I had for Game of Thrones was actually going to happen. And these guys are a credible source because they got millions of subs. They've had, professionals on their channels and stuff like that. And I even got to the point where I was such a fan of this channel that I started this painting and I was going to send it to them and as a thank you for all of the great Game of Thrones reviews that they did. And, when the final season came out and they were just praising it to no end, I'm just like, what happened to you guys? And it's one of the problems with selling out. So, Emergency Awesome. No, I've never heard of that channel. No, Nerd Soup. I've never heard of that channel either. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube channels, but outside of like art channels, but it was one of those that I used to watch all the time, especially when Game of Thrones was still on, because they did such good breakdowns and they actually went and found like the historical context between everything. And it used to frustrate me because it would take them like until the next episode came out to come out with a breakdown of that episode. But it was so good. It was so good. And it just sucks to see channels like that. And so it kind of made me, I don't like watching that kind of stuff anymore because it gets like, it breaks my heart because I'm like, oh, you're just going to betray me, or you're going to, disappoint me in the end, or you're going to do something in the end. Oh, what is it? Jessi texted me. Yeah, Jessi's got shit going on. I don't blame her. I know who it is. LOL. Yeah, it's a very big channel. It's unfortunate. But they didn't just do Game of Thrones stuff. They basically reviewed all pop culture, but I really, really liked their Game of Thrones breakdowns. And their video on the Battle of the Bastards is so good, regardless of how they've changed. But yeah, guys, it's huge. It has millions of subs. So it's one that probably everyone is aware of at some point. And they have different hosts and stuff. One of the guy has a dog. I think I actually think I redid my Twitter so I could @ them on Twitter back in the day because I liked their content. And they said, oh, if you ever have like a question or you want us to talk about something, you can just @ us on Twitter. And so I think I had created a Twitter in college or something, but then I reactivated it just so I could tweet them. And they were nice. They responded. Their PR person responded. It was just sad. It just makes me mad. So anytime there's like my sources videos or theory videos, I kind of just don't watch them because I like watching videos that are going to show me everything and to how they got from point A to point B. And so if you show me your research and you're using visual cues like, oh my gosh, Kathleen Kennedy said this, and you show the interview in which she said that, then I'm like, okay, I believe you. But that's one thing about being on the internet is you're asking me to trust you. And as far as I'm aware, you are a stranger. You don't deserve my trust. So if you have a channel and you're constantly showing me data, you're showing me research, you're showing me charts. It's kind of like Aiden's channel, Aiden Paladin. She does so much intense research and she shows you it. She shows these things that she's talking about. And if it's not something that she shows, you can Google the term and you know exactly what she's saying is accurate, right? I like that kind of stuff. As far as everything where you're just expecting me to blindly trust you, I don't do that anymore. But I don't in general, but it just does suck finding out a channel you really liked or just they turn into shills. It's very sad. But let me get back to these super chats. Andy McCallum, thank you for super chat, dropped in to say hi to both of you, aka that likely. Oh, well, thank you for the super chat. Charlie Spur, thank you for super chat. And I take fast and chips from Jessi. I'm digging it. I don't have anything like that. I don't have fur or anything. I'm failing. Jonathan Hurst, thank you for the super chat. Jessi, next time you'll go to Cincy, visit Jeff's family, tell him to hit me up and I'll take you out for a drink. You both lovely as always. Okay, I will pass that on to Jessi. Gates McFadden, thank you for 2 super chats in a row. Thank you, Russell Hall. Here, you ladies, I used to have the hots for this starship captain who strung me up along for 7 seasons and later turned into a useless little bitch. Aw, sheer fucking hubris. God damn it. They should have ended up together. But honestly, I thought it would have been interesting if he did have kids, because that was his whole thing, that he was regretting that his brother and his nephew died in fire. And, there's nobody, the Picard name's going to die with him. And I was like, okay, what if he got Vash knocked up at one point, and then that other chick that was a musician, the one that was like an astrometrics lady, that she had to leave the Enterprise because they were dating. What if he knocked her up? And so my theory was what that they should have done with Picard, the show, was have, I don't know, something happened to where Picard disappeared, right? Or somebody disappeared, and so Picard's got to go save him. But then what happens is that he finds out he had a daughter with Vash, and then a son with the Starfleet lady. And so it would be so funny to see like a daughter that's literally just like Vash. She's she doesn't listen to anyone. She's devious and that type of character. And then Picard has a son that's like, by the book Starfleet and is in Starfleet. And then Picard like finds out that he wasn't a father to his kids because he didn't know about them. And so he's having to go on this mission. And let's say his son is a Starfleet captain now. And so Picard is trying to tell his son, hey, like, I don't want you to end up like me. Like, I regret, like, I had an excellent Star Trek career, but I didn't have kids. Well, I didn't think I had kids, and now I missed out on so much of your life because I didn't like children. And trying to pass on that knowledge to his son, and at the same time having that opposite where the daughter has to be on the mission because maybe she knows some shit. And of course, Q will come in since Q took Vash off to explore the galaxy and then ditched her in the Gamma Quadrant. And so that's how you can bring Q into it. And then Q could be rubbing in Picard's face like, oh, I was more of a dad to your daughter than you were because I was there for a majority of it. And, having that back and forth between Picard and Q would be awesome. And then having that, that little... like the daughter and the son are the exact opposites, and then them trying to relate to their dad and stuff like that. I thought that would be cool, where if you really want to do the whole you need to go rescue Data thing, and Data has this information. Let's say Data and Geordi were out exploring how to... They're trying to figure out, because the big threat that they're still facing is the Borg, right? We had the entire Dominion War. And so that's all going down and got resolved, right? With Odo and all of that. And so I know I do have slender man fingers. I have freakishly large hands. And so Geordi and Data were off trying to figure out the origins of the Borg with the information, with 7 of 9, and maybe even in Janeway. And so we had them all working together to figure out the origins of the Borg, or trying to figure out how they can beat the Borg, because the Borg is the imminent threat that's, just waiting. And so it's basically a waiting game between the Federation and the Alpha and Beta Quadrant and the Borg. And the Borg have already stated multiple times that they are going to come and try to fuck with Earth. We even had it in First Contact. They're even willing to go back into Earth's past to fuck with humans, so that way they can assimilate all of humanity and take over the Alpha and Beta Quadrant, because that's their goal, right? So let's say Data, Geordi, Janeway, and 7 of 9, they're all out trying on this top secret investigative mission for Starfleet. And something happens to where Data, Geordi, and let's even say Janeway disappear. So 7 of 9 was the only one to escape. And so they have to go, Picard's son, who's a Starfleet captain, Picard has to go with them, and then Picard's daughter has to be there too, because maybe it was part of the quadrant, or maybe it was one of the places that Q took her and her mother to when she was young. So she's the only human, aside from her mother, that has been to this section of the galaxy. So they need her for her knowledge. So that's why she would be there, even though she's not in Starfleet. The son obviously would have to be there because he's a Starfleet captain. Picard would have to be there because of his experience being Locutus of Borg, and 7 of 9 would have to be there because they're the only two that have been, and maybe even Hugh. Maybe Hugh could be with Janeway, or maybe Hugh can be on the ship. And so they have to go on this mission to this section of the galaxy, so that way they could all find Geordi and Data, and that could be the thing. The 7 escaped, but they found the information that they needed to finally beat the Borg, and then to help de-assimilate everyone else that had ever been assimilated by the Borg. So it is absolutely crucial that they go find this out, because it's for the entire fate of the galaxy to beat their biggest threat, right? Which has been that was in season 1, right? Season 1 or 2, when they had to first fight the Borg. You guys can remind me in the chat. So that was my idea for what they could do with Picard. Did they listen to me? No. No, they didn't, because they didn't ask. To be fair, they did not ask me. I would have pitched them this, and it could be, and that could even be a thing, that Picard is old, but then that would be a great way to introduce you to the next generation of Starfleet officers, which would be his son and his daughter, and maybe even Seven of Nine and Chakotay had a kid. Because, oh my God, I'm going to mind blow everyone. Seven of Nine is a straight woman. She never had any interest in other women. If you really wanted to get down that path, go look at the Dax symbiotes. Go look at Jadzia. I mean, it just drives me fucking crazy. But that was my theory on what they could have done with Picard. I think it would have been great. I think it would have made them lots of money. It would have been a great way to show all of these dynamic types of relationships. It would have also been an actual way to see Seven of Nine and Picard work together. It would make sense why Picard is so bound on finding Data, because Data has vital information, even though Picard and Data, they did have a friendship, but it was not to the level that they tried to play it off in the Picard show. So it could have happened. I don't know why they're so fucking stupid and decided to fuck up Star Trek and to fuck up Picard, but I'm telling you right now, that was the way to do it. And if you really need to have androids in the show, well, then maybe Data tried making his own kid, and maybe since he failed with a daughter, maybe he made a son, and so there's another male android on the fucking ship. You could have done so much with this, and they fucked it up. I'm sorry. I realize I've been talking for like 10 minutes on my little Star Trek theory, but thank you all for listening. Let me go read more super chats. Gates McFarlane. Thank you, Russell. Thank you for the super chat. OMG, Anna, you're a genius. Picard's two illegitimate love children could team up to search for him. Never leaves like they're related. Gradually, romance blossoms. We could call it Anna and Peach's drink. No, fuck you. That's not what I said. But thank you for the super chat. Let me read more of these. Phil Abudi, thank you for the super chat. Or Phil Abudi, thank you for the super chat. What is this thing called sex? And God damn it. Let me find that clip. Let me find this. Let me find the Kelsey clip. See if I can click the right one.
What is this thing called sex? And I gotta try it. And what? Wait, what are we talking about?
Jimmy Freckles, thank you for the super sticker, and it's a dolphin. Thank you. Oh gosh, Cecil is still here. Thank you for the super chat. How many times have you tortured Peaches with this insanity? That poor beautiful man. He thinks it's cute. That's one of the things that I have going for me, that he thinks it's cute and endearing, and he likes it. So, but I have not had. He has not had to listen to this fan theory because he hasn't watched enough Star Trek to know what I'm talking about. But thank you for the super chat. Andy McCallum, thank you for the super chat. Can we have Neil Bryn direct Star Wars? Laughing face, laughing face, laughing face. Unfortunately, we can't have anyone directing Star Trek except for the fucking idiots that fuck it up. Gates McFadden, Russell Hall, thank you for the super chat. Is it a traumatic thing that it happened to you at a party, a funny story, or in a way looking back, or is it the other kind of traumatic thing? It is the latter. Dario Spina, thank you for the super chat. Have you ladies ever lost motivation doing your craft? Could it be arts-based work, based, etc.? If so, what keeps you going? I feel like I'm losing my mojo. Yeah, all the time. That's why I always try to have multiple projects going around at the same time. So I was supposed to do this painting like 2 years ago, and I keep putting it off because it's extremely technical, and I hate technical painting. So everything that you see here, I did because I was really pissed off. And I was like, I have all of this energy that I need to utilize. So I started painting. And so I did all of this in like 8 hours, which is something that usually would take me like a month to do. And I haven't touched it since because I burned myself out. I worked too hard at it too quickly, and I lost my energy for it. And so it irritates me to look at it. So I haven't had, the motivation to continue working on it. Heck, even the painting I was doing for the Stealing Solo campaign, I had to keep stopping because it just got to the point where like there's something wrong with it and I can't figure it out. I need to step away and I need to go work on something else. And that happened to me with the Gina painting. I kept switching back and forth between stuff. And so it happens all the time. What I do is I I give myself a deadline, and I say if I miss my deadline, I have to do something that I don't want to do. Slick Rick, it's not a commission. It's a present for someone. But yeah, I realize it's coming up on 2 years, and I need to, I need to finish it. But yeah, so I lose my motivation all the time. That's why I always recommend having multiple things going on. So that way, if you lose motivation for one project, you'll work on another one, and then you can keep jumping around from things. And whenever you lose you're frustrated or you lose your motivation for that one, you can go back and work on something else, and then you'll finish all of them eventually. But then you start up another one and another one, and so that way if you lose your motivation for something, there's always something that you can bounce over to. I hope that helps. All right, let's see. Where was I? Oh my goodness. And everyone, thank you for all of these super chats. It looks like I'm going to be here for a while. Let's see. Cecil, do you want to come on? I see you in the chat. I will send you a link if you want. Gates McFadden, thank you so much. Anna, do you not, O'Neill Bryn? The name sounds familiar. Let me see. I'm really bad with names, so forgive me. This guy looks so familiar. It's not ringing a bell, but he does look very familiar. You film Colt. I've definitely seen this guy before. Fateful Findings, past. Why does he sound familiar? We want Cecil. I'll send Cecil the thing. I'll send him the thing. Don't do it. Oh my God, fucking lazy bastard. He's like, how long are you going? I want to stream. Cecil gets enlisted to read super chats again. My Anna's falling asleep. I'm not going to fall asleep. I actually, the stream came on late because I slept too long. Because I didn't go to sleep till like 5 in the morning. Claudio, thank you for super chat. Neil Breen has some of the worst movies ever. Well, I mean, I recognize his face, but I'm bad with names though. So, and these movies that I see here up on the Googles aren't ringing a bell for me. But I mean, yeah, this, yeah, I don't know. But guys, here's the rule of thumb. If it's not in Star Wars or Star Trek, I probably don't know too much about it off the top of my head. Let's see. But I did see the link, guys. I did see single link. Ruben Wilson, I'm seeing Mortal Kombat tonight. Oh, have fun. I heard it. Some people liked it. Everyone's like losing their mind for Mortal Kombat. Let me get back to these super chats and figure out where I left off. Let's see. What was the last one that I read? Okay, I read that one. Macy Van Dusen, thank you for the super chat. Greetings, oh lovely ladies, just arrived 5:47 p.m. So have no idea what you all been talking about, but I'm here now. Smiley face, live long and prosper. Oh, well, thank you for popping by. I don't remember what we were talking about at that point. Macy Van Dusen, thank you for the super chat. Receive stickers today, Jessie. Thank you. I will pass that message on to her. Annie McCallum, thank you for the super chat. I read that one. I read that one. Let's see. I read that one. Gates McFadden, aka Russell Hall, thank you for the super chat. 2 super chats in a row. I'm sorry, but there's no from women that obviously means no, and then there's the no that means impress me. Women love games. I think I read that one earlier. So you're telling me there's a chance. Some women like to play games, but you do have to realize when they actually mean no and when they're just plain saying no. Claudia, you think I'm only sending so much because I make a ton of money off Dogecoin. Also, guys, I just like the chase when women aren't into them, from what I've seen. Oh, guys just like the chase. Yeah, some guys do. And guys like to play games too, because there are guys that do that. They just like to chase you, and once they got you, they're not interested anymore. So both men and women play games, and there are different types of games. But Charlie Spur, thank you for the super chat. I would never cheat, but women don't like me anyway. Well, you just got to find the right one, Charlie. That's the thing. Scratch Pad, thank you for the super chat. Ladies, men are not smart. Your signals aren't obvious to us. Well, men's signals aren't obvious to us all the time either. So, right back at you. Macy Van Dusen, thank you for the super chat. And a lovely hair tonight. Jessi, any kitties within camera range? Well, Jessie's kitty kind of threw up on each other, and so she had to go clean it. But thank you. I actually don't like my hair curled anymore. I prefer it straight because when I got it done, which I'm getting it done again soon, the girl cut off like 5 inches. So my hair hasn't been this short since college, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It was in the middle of my back, and now it's like right like at like where let's go back. It's like where my bra strap is on my back, and I hate it. It was so much longer. Oh my goodness. Venom has joined. Hello, Venom.
Hello.
What are you doing?
I feel like I'm feminine enough to get on today's show.
Yeah, to my girl show.
Yeah. Wait, you're taller than me. Hold on. There you go.
Do you know who Neil Breen is?
Yeah, he makes really shitty movies. Like really, really shitty movies.
Maybe you should watch one on the Jack.
You just wanted me to come on so you could eat while I talk. Be fucking honest.
No, I just realized that these cookie bag wasn't empty.
Oh, well, you got to fix that.
I know. No, I invited you on because you kept sending me super chats and you were in the chat. So I was like, Cecil's not doing anything, obviously.
I was doing something. I was planning on just like listening to you and Jessi and get some stuff done, but
oh really? You get stuff done? That's a joke.
It's not happening.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be on. You could just finish listening. What did you think of my Picard idea, though?
Oh, I blanked out at 3 minutes into it. You didn't take a fucking breath for over 5 minutes, but and then Q would go off with Vash, and then he would throw that in its face and be like, "I'm more of a father to." It's like, oh my God.
So you did listen, though.
Enough. I just kept thinking of poor Peaches listening to this at breakfast, keeping his head down. Please, why is I've done nothing to make her think I'm interested in this. Why does she keep talking?
No, there was one day where he wanted to tell me about this car, and I told him, babe, I love you, but I have absolutely no interest in this at all.
You would not humor him.
I would not. And then I wanted to tell him something, and he said, babe, I love you so much, but I have absolutely no interest in this at all. And it like killed me. And I was like, okay. But then he's like, you said it to me the other day. And I was like, I did say it to you the other day. And now I know how it feels.
Ouch.
It was because I really wanted to tell him about this, and he had no care.
I was like, ouch, my feelings.
So I told it on the live stream, and people cared. But yeah, it killed my soul.
It did. I have a theory I wanted to throw by you when you guys were talking. I was going in and out, so I didn't see when Jessi left. I came back and was like, well, where'd Jessi go? But people in the chat explained it. The theory, when I was a younger man, you were like, oh, if you hit on a girl and she says no, then that's it. But that's not true. But the thing is, being not really good looking, but okay looking, especially back in the day, you have to like play it better. You can't play your fucking cards too. So this is a power move for young guys out there. When you see a chick you like that you kind of get to know, you don't ask her out. You just go, one of the two of us going out, and then you just smile, but you never ask her out. You just throw that. Be like, the two of us got to go out sometime, but you don't ask her out. And then fucking it's in their head. And then one point, I've done this a bunch of times, and then I would say, 1 and 2 is going out, and she's like, well, you never ask. Now you're in.
Yeah, that is true.
It works. It works.
It does work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen Cecil. He knows all of these tricks, to get this kind of stuff. I've seen Cecil. I know.
It's a little, it's not devious. It's not like,
It's not devious. It's just smart.
Yeah, it's just, you just mention that, oh, we should go out, but you don't ask her out. And then she'll eventually be like, well, when are you going to ask? That's all. Play the long game.
Mm.
What are you reading?
I'm trying to.
Cookie, do you want me to tell my fan theories on something?
No. I'm trying. My super chats just got out of place, so I'm trying to pull it back up.
Why isn't people dressed as a girl? I guess I could find a wig. Hold on.
Let's see. Patrick.
Like most normal guys, I have wigs laying around.
I have some wigs laying around somewhere. Patrick Els, thank you. Star Wars Theory reported that KOTOR remake is happening this morning. I reported it was happening 2 months ago, and that video only has 10,000 views. If you guys want, here is the video I did 2 months ago where I reported on the fact that KOTOR was coming back. 2 months ago. You're welcome. And I have all of the information on, or all of the links and the works cited and where I got all my information from and all of that. There you guys go, right there. There you go. 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
Oh, I feel pretty now.
Oh, shut up. Yeah.
I'm the friend you bring out to make you look better.
Maybe sometimes. Now, sometimes it bites me in the ass and I end up looking worse. But
what if you bring out like a chick, like, an ugly chick, and she's the one that gets hit on? Does that freak you out?
No, because I've never done that. I don't know, but I never get hit on, so it's not the same. But
you don't leave your shed, Anna.
I don't leave my shed. But what's actually weird is a couple times I've gone, because I order stuff online and then I have to go return it in person. So when I go and do returns, the past 2 times I've had to do that, I've gotten hit on, but they're by 15-year-old boys, and I'm like, and each time I've asked them, I'm like, I say, oh no, thank you for the compliment. I have a boyfriend, but then I have to ask, I'm like, how old are you? And then I ask, how old do you think I am? And then they tell me how old they think I am. And I'm like,
how old do they think you are?
One guy said 16, the other guy said 17. And I was like, I said, thank you. And then I told them my age, and they're like,
you're like my mom's age.
I'm not that old. And I told Peaches, I was like, what is it? Do I really look like I'm still a teenager? And he's just like, babe, you look so pretty. And I'm like, thanks.
Smart man. I wasn't getting teenage vibes from you at all.
I didn't think so. But then I went to...
Even though you were dressed like a friggin' student one day.
I went to a casino with Peaches' mom and our friend Victor. And, we were going to go do the slots. And the person there, because my friend Victor, he was asking a question, and the person was just like, how old are you? And I was just like, I'm this age. And I showed him my ID, and he's just like, I would have guessed this age. But the whole time he didn't look, I think he glanced at my ID, but the whole time he was talking to me, he was looking at my chest. And I'm like, so you thought I was underage when you started looking at my chest. And then once you realized I was whatever age I am, then you still continue to look at my chest.
Well, that meant it was okay. That means he wasn't a creep.
Yeah. Well, considering he told me what age he thought I was, and then he's looking at, I was like,
too much information.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to do sideways glances at best.
No, it was just like,
it's not lock in,
But when sometimes when people have glasses and then the glasses make their eyes look bigger, and so that was it with him. I was like, oh my god, this is creepy.
You had tractor beams on your breast.
Well, it was funny because that happened, but then before when because I'd never been to this casino, so I was getting like my little club card thing set up.
What state were you in? Nevada?
No, I was in California. It's on a reservation.
Oh.
But so because this is like Peaches' mom loves going to casinos, and she wins all the time. She'll text me, she's like, "Oh, I just won $10,000."
Oh, nice.
And it's like, whoa, holy shit. But so we were there, and I went to go get my like little card thing, and the lady there, she thought that Victor, the guy I was with, who's in his 60s, was my boyfriend. And so he felt good because first off, he's gay, but then the second off, he's just like, oh, that was a nice compliment of her that like a troll like me would like have like arm candy like you. And then the next thing is the creeper staring at my chest. So I was like, this is a very strange casino.
Well, what the hell were you wearing?
Like I was wearing this bright neon pink workout jacket with I was wearing this shirt, which I guess was a little bit lower. And like, I don't know.
I thought you might have been like in a cocktail dress or something. Or
No. It was middle of the day. This is like, it's an old people casino. So like everyone, I was probably the youngest one there, to be fair. The next person closest in age to me was probably in their 50s, but yeah. Yeah. But it was just one of those things. Let me see. Shane Keen, I think was about hi girls. Just checking in the stream tonight, and will say that I am tired of woke mob nonsense. Give me something simple and relaxing for once. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Can you guys guess my age? Like this hairstyle, I feel makes me look a little younger than normal. I don't want to do duck face. That's a couple of years ago, but.
Cecil, did you see that video I posted?
No, I haven't watched any videos today. The first thing I watched on YouTube was when I clicked in.
Oh, it wasn't YouTube. It was on Twitter. Like I just shared a video. Because if not, I want you to watch this.
I did see this one.
Okay, well, I'll make you watch.
Go ahead. I think
this guy on Hinge, and my profile says you should not go out with me if you can't handle the fact that I'm an aggressive feminist. And he says, I'm a feminist. I don't preach it, though. Now, let me explain something to you, white men, or men in general, or white people in general. I don't care. There's like lots of combinations you can choose from. Human rights are not a party trick. They are not something that you can believe in until it affects you. You are either actively part of the solution or you are part of the problem, period. That's it. If you are not actively going to be a feminist, if you are not actively going to be an ally for Black Lives Matter, if you are not actively going to be an ally for the LGBTQ community, then you are part of the problem. So this is a long way of saying I unmatched him. But too bad.
I'm sure he's brokenhearted.
Right, I just matched with this guy on Hinge.
What's it called? Unhinged? Am I muted? Can you hear me?
Oh, I was muted. Yeah, I said it's a mystery why this lady is still single, but I think this person makes a good point. You know, she's crazy. She's perfect for you.
No, like it's not the fun kind. It's the oh fuck that shit. There's no amount of good looking that makes that tolerable. That's not like, you know what I mean? Like you think there is, but there's not. Like, cause she's not ugly, but it's just like she's nowhere hot enough to
be that crazy.
I mean, she's not hot, but she's not ugly, but yeah, even a 10 babbling that shit, like you're not really, you're out, you're fucking out. Like getting fucking lectures on like race and sexism is just like that. Men have like a fight or flight sense, and that shit goes off. It's like, I don't know, it's like when your girlfriend is listening to like Real Housewives or something, and there's like 15 girls yelling over each other, screaming at each other, and you're just like back out of the room slowly. Women are just like leaned in, like this is the greatest fucking thing. A bunch of women screaming at each other is like magnetically attractive for women, and for men, it's just they want to get the fuck out of that room. Yeah. So yeah, that girl. So of course what did she do? She unfollowed him, or what?
She unmatched him.
Oh. Poor guy.
I know. I was like, But
He could have had the honor of buying her dinner while being yelled at over.
That's the thing that sucks for guys. It's like you buy a chick a drink or you take her out to dinner, and then it becomes that she's actually a psycho bitch, and you're not going to get anything out of it. It's like, wow, you just lost like a couple $100.
There's no real dude, like a real dude, like a guy I'd be like, oh, that I would be like, go and meet their girlfriend, and it was that girlfriend. Like that would, like, whoever is dating her is a fucking, just a borderline suicidal on meds. Like there's no fucking like regular dude, cool guy that's fucking.
Well, you know what's kind of funny is she's gonna end up old and miserable and alone, and then she's gonna be still playing the victim as, oh, no guy wants to be with me. It's like, because you're a psycho fucking bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she will be found in her apartment after a neighbor says there's an odd smell.
Oh no.
And her face will be missing, but her cats will be well fed. That's my my second sight is taking over.
Oh no.
I'm seeing the prediction. I've seen that same girl last week. She was screaming about comic books, that she knows everything about comic books, and I was just like, no.
What girl was that?
That same girl, that girl. She had another video. Somebody was posting it last week. It went around. Yeah, so she just likes to yell at men and.
All right. Well, nobody cares. CET, thank you. Hi, Anna. I accidentally found one of your videos 2 months ago, and I subscribed and have been hooked ever since. I love your content. Oh, well, thank you. That makes me feel very good. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm glad you like it. Sorry there hasn't been as much recently. I did go on vacation to meet this weirdo. And what else happened? Oh, yeah, my mother's coming to town, so I'm like crazily cleaning everything because she's going to go through all of my shit. Which
Why is she going to go through all your shit?
Because it's my mother.
Looking for drugs?
Because it's my mother. She's nosy as hell.
I watched you screaming about Q. And raising Picard's daughter. Where are the drugs, Anna?
Ryan Bobadilla, thank you for super chat. Hello, ladies. Good afternoon. Have you both seen Unreal Cinema's proof of concept trailer for KOTOR remake with Unreal Engine? It dropped earlier. No, I did not. I can go look into that.
Was that Star Wars video games?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, somebody said I went by too fast. Hold on. Heck, my hand. Oh, this is Edward Paulson says, my hand is hotter than that kind of crazy. Yeah, I've said this before. There's a Jack show saying, I'm like, before guys do anything stupid, before you just jerk off and just get a different frame of mind before you make any decisions, like swiping right on that chick, or just get it out of your system, guys.
So this is just a remastered KOTOR, which I will still play avidly. But here's the thing, guys. Again, this doesn't change anything that I said 2 months ago in my video. It's just more proof that I was right in that video. So it's just somebody that's a 3D modeler that's 3D modeled Revan. I'll look into it. But again, oh, look. I recognize that program. Hello, Daz. So it's just like them doing Knights of the Old Republic. Again, guys, I reported on this 2 months ago. Nobody watched it, but it's okay. It's okay. Gates McFallen, thank you for that. Time for a wig now, Cecil.
I think this was before I put a wig on.
Yeah. Annie McCallum, thank you for that. Not affiliated with Mike Zero, and there's no room for hate. I support Star Trek cosplaying Chinese communist. P.S. KK should fade out of existence. I'm so confused by all the references.
Slick Rick in the chat. This isn't the first time Cecil's asked me to jerk off. Now that's not true. That's a lie.
Oh my goodness. And then what's up, Noms? I see you in the chat. What is up? How are you? I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since we spoke. But I hope you're doing well, dude. Anomaly Inc. He has a YouTube channel where he covers Star Wars. So you guys should go check it out if you haven't already.
where is it? Can I see it? all the Cecil are up.
Oh, finally.
And I got all my horror.
Where's your centipede?
The centipede, well, I have a homemade centipede of the actual. This is the movie centipede, because they don't make Amigo centipede, so I made one from the movie. It was a Chinese guy with 2 girls, and I used Sulu and Alyssa Milano and Blair from Facts of Life. So I made a human. This is not my I have like a celebrity human centipede. This is just for the horror one. This is just a totally normal stuff. Guys got to have hobbies.
100%. I mean, I can't judge you on all the shit I have behind me.
This one's kind of cool though. This is The Exorcist.
You know, I've never seen it.
What's that?
I've never seen the original Exorcist.
It's kind of cool because I've never seen Migo make like a child-sized Migo doll.
Oh, is it little?
Yeah. Here, I'll put her here. I'll use Wolfman for scale.
Oh yeah.
I might be the only person who have said that in the entire world today.
No, I was just about to comment. Look, it's me and Kelsey.
Where? Oh yeah.
Look, it's me and Kelsey.
You should watch Exorcist this Halloween. You're a big Halloween person.
I know. I like the magic and the mystery of Halloween. The scary stuff, I'm a big baby. That's lovely.
It's not that scary.
Uh,
I saw it when I was way too young, and it scared the fuck out of me. I would sleep with rosary beads because of that movie.
I watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose, and then I thought I watched Exorcist 3. Those are the ones I've seen.
Oh, Exorcist 3 was good.
I thought it was boring. Like, both of those movies were insanely boring to me.
Exorcist 3 was cool, I guess, cooler if you watch the first one. Basically, they had like callbacks to the priests and the demon, and it was Exorcist 2 was just like complete trash. So it should be just Exorcist and then Exorcist 3, which was like 20 years late after Exorcist. But it was basically the demon that possessed the little girl. At the end, do you want me to spoil Exorcist? I feel like a movie that came out in like 1974.
Yeah, you can spoil it for me.
Okay. At the end of the movie, the priest is trying to get the demon out of the girl, and then he just invites the devil. He's like, "Come into me," and then you see the girl gets normal, it goes into him, and then he commits suicide. He jumps out a window, and that's how he gets rid of the demon. And it's like 20 years later, and a serial killer is going around, but it's different people because it's the same demon, and it's going into different people, and it's making them kill. And that's the one you watched, right? It had the guy,
yeah.
What's his name? Fuck, that actor. He's in Lord of the Rings. He's Chucky's voice. Why am I blanking on him?
Who was he in Lord of the Rings?
Wormtongue.
Oh, fuck! I forgot his name.
Why am I blanking on him? I fucking big fan of this guy. Brad Dourif. Thank you. There we go. MKF30. Yeah, Brad Dourif. Yeah. So anyway,
I mean, maybe I need to watch it again. But honestly, when it comes to possession type movies, I just get bored instantly. Because I don't believe in ghosts or demons. So
they believe in you, Anna.
Huh?
They believe in you, okay? And they've always been on your side, and give them a little support this time. Believe in them.
Well, you know what actually ruined it for me was it was in Star Trek. Was the episode?
I knew you were gonna. I fucking knew you were somehow gonna pull us back to Star Trek. I should have said it once. She's like, don't like mobster movies, don't like demon ghosts. You know what I do like? Star Trek.
Well, no, the thing with the ghosts, ghosts got ruined for me because of Star Trek, because everything has because they said, oh, well, there's no such thing as this, and this. There's always a scientific explanation for things. And so whenever I watch a ghost movie, I just picture Spock or like Geordi saying that, and I'm just.
What about Deep Space Nine? Isn't there actual like religious stuff that has mystical powers?
They believe in wormhole aliens, and those are their gods, but everyone knows that they're just a different type of life form and that they are aliens, except for the people on Bajor. Bajor is the only one that has that religion, and they worship the wormhole aliens called the prophets.
So there was no religion that wasn't a fake in the entire Star Trek.
I'm not saying it's fake. I mean, you can believe in whatever you want to. I mean, some people, still believe in certain things, and that's completely fine. But I'm saying that there's a scientific explanation for everything. And so when it comes to ghost movies or to, first off, I'm like, just leave. And then the demon movies, those ones, I don't know. I guess I can't expand my disbelief for it because it's just too goofy.
Suspend your disbelief.
No, I'm saying expand it. Expand it to believe in that.
Oh, sorry. You're right. I don't know, but you believe in Q, who is
I don't.
Q. Oh, Q. They're space gods. That's cool.
It's a different type of alien.
Are they though?
Yeah.
David Barron for Canadian $5 says, "Who's the cute girl with the blue hair? Can I have her phone number?"
8675309.
I will. I'll be on Cecil's channel later. You can super chat $5 per number.
Cecilia, I just gave it to you. It's 8675309.
That's it for a good time.
How
the hell do you know that number? That song is not like from the 80s.
8675309. Who doesn't know that song?
Can you just name who sings it?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll Google right now and see if I actually do know it.
I know it. But you can't tell right now because I have like the colored hair makes me look younger, but we're not even the same age, me and
Anna. Tommy
Two-Tone.
What else does he sing? I'm really bad with names of bands though, unless it's like David Bowie or like.
Oh wait, Gates McFallon says no. It is suspend your disbelief.
I know, but I'm talking in Anna talk, so it is my expand. I can't expand my belief to believe that it is real or to fall for it.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, but I'm talking about what I mean. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm becoming fluent in the Anna speak.
You guys, I mean, I could explain it a little bit further.
Don't.
But
not necessarily. But ghosts are cool. What about Ghostbusters? Is there a scientific explanation?
I'm sure there is, but I think it's funny. But that's a comedy, so it's not asking me to take it seriously.
No, it's a comedy and it takes itself seriously. It was the end of the world was coming with Gozer. Don't you know?
Mm-hmm.
Braden Dykstra, thank you, says, Cecil, the wig takes 10 years off of you. You now look as young as 40.
All right.
Mean.
AB, thank you for the super chat. Man, it feels great to get away from Matrix simulation politics and just talk about Star Wars. So thank you and your friend. Also, people subscribe to Anna. She's one of the few speaking the truth. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I hate politics. I don't talk about it on my channel. Also, I don't know enough about politics to even care to weigh in on it. You know what I did, actually, Cecil?
What about, you want to talk about LeBron James today? He got into politics.
Fuck that bitch. LeBron is the biggest fucking pussy on the face of the fucking planet. I have never seen a full-grown man cry as much as I have seen LeBron James cry over a faked foul. So that little bitch doesn't have fucking ground to stand on. He's a fucking pussy.
Okay. Here. I can't stand him.
Nobody can stand him. He's a fucking bitch. The only time people like him is when he plays for their team. And you know why he gets so many freaking free throws? Is because he's a fucking bitch that fakes a foul every goddamn second and cries. He's every time at the ref, he's like, ah! Ah! Do you know what happened, Cecil, which was glorious? So I'm a warrior.
They're making, I think what you're trying to say is they're making the NBA as gay as soccer.
Soccer is not gay. But everyone's asking, what did he do today?
Nothing. He was like, there was a girl trying to stab another girl, and the cop shot one girl and saved the other girl. But the girl that was holding the knife was 15. Although there's no way the cop would know that. She was like 300 pounds. It looked like, and if you said she was 13 or 30, I wouldn't be able to tell. Anyway, he stopped the girl from getting shot. But from being stabbed to death but she died, the girl that got shot. So they had the body cam, and it was a fucked up situation. It's not a good situation.
Why was the girl trying to kill the other girl?
Who knows? But that cops just rolled up on the scene, and this girl's got like a butcher knife and was like delivering the death swing when she got shot. So it was like really like you had a split second to decide what to do. So LeBron put out a picture of the cop that did the shooting and was like, payback, or we're gonna like that type, like we're gonna get you, or some kind of something that like alluded to like, what the fuck did I can't remember. What was exactly what he said? Like, it was kind of like a payback type fucking, and he put the picture of the cop that did the shooting. Was the girl black? Both girls were.
Oh shit, I see it. I don't want to show it because I don't want to
get right. I mean, it was right about to fuck.
Here, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, guys, if you guys want to look at this picture.
Oh, he wrote what he write? You're next. Yeah, he wrote "You're next" to the cop. This is a fucking like nearly billionaire. The guy did not want to go to work that day and fucking kill somebody, but he did go to work that day and save somebody. So it's like, you know, it was a fucked. I'm not usually a cop defender, by the way, but I don't just blindly hate them either. But I mean, this was just a fucked up situation. And then I have like one of the most famous athletes in the world, right? Post your picture on his Twitter with "You're next" to it is like, what? How are you fucking, you know? And what about the girl that you just, what about the girl that just got saved by that guy? What does she feel like? Oh, I was supposed to get fucking stabbed to death?
I don't see a picture.
What?
I'm looking at LeBron's timeline.
He took it down. He took it down.
Wow. Oh, because they flagged
everybody went. No, they would never flag him. Are you kidding me? He took it down because he got ratioed to fucking hell. Everybody's like, are you fucking kidding? Like, you put a picture of the cop. Yeah, he killed a girl, but he also saved the girl. So it's like, and he, you know, it was like.
I see, because I'm looking at all of the stuff for it, and the mom saying it's an honor roll student, which, you know what? That's her daughter. But I can see this girl literally has a knife and is holding the other girl and is going to stab her. And there's two other people that aren't even helping. So I don't know what's going on, but that's fucked up.
You don't know what's going on. Neither does LeBron James. But LeBron James, with like, you know, millions and millions of followers, decided to put a picture of the cop and "You're next" on it. Like, he doesn't he doesn't know what the fuck is going on either. But it's just like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Like, totally, he sucks China's dick, and he's just garbage. And you know what? NBA lowest ratings in history right now, at a time when most people are forced to be in their house. There's lockdowns everywhere. There's fucking, you know, people are home for the most part, and still they can't get anybody to tune into that shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I grew up like during the Jordan, you know, Magic Johnson, Bird, Jordan, Ewing, Karl Malone, like that fucking whole generation of, and not just these. I mean, he's such a pussy.
Well, I'll say, so the cop that got shot a few months ago, or actually it's been like a year or two now, because he pulled somebody over. That was in Newman, California, which was the town away from where I grew up. And if you go there, it's all the police flags. But I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for cops who saved my life. So I very much defend the police force, because people that weigh in on situations like this, and granted, the lady that was doing shit to me didn't have a knife, but there was no way for me to fight back, and I'm still suffering the repercussions of that.
Yeah, if you were attacked, if you ever had a situation and got saved by the cops, I get it. It happens, but they're not going to report. That story is not going to make the news. It's just not going to. But like I said, I don't blindly defend cops, because I've seen fucked up cops and I've known fucked up cops. Like I've known cops.
Well, that's the thing, people are human, and there's going to be people on everything.
I don't blindly say, they were right.
But, I mean, if he didn't do anything, people would be crucifying him for letting a girl get stabbed. So it's a no-win situation.
Of course, if that girl plunged it in, and they'd be like, he didn't care. He just saw color, and he didn't care what happened. It's there was no win for him. So he took out the girl that was the threat, and it just it sucks. And here, in his defense, he didn't know she was 16. I think she was 16. He didn't know. Like, how the fuck could you look at that? That's his view, whatever that picture is. And that's a big gal with a big fucking knife.
Yeah, no, you can't tell the age.
You can't tell, like it's a kid. It could be that could be like a crazy neighbor stabbing another girl. Like, you don't know that it's a kid.
See, when situations like this, I wouldn't shoot anywhere in the torso. I would go for the leg or the arm.
You can't do that though.
Why?
They have to. You know what it is? They have to, by law, because their insurance only covers, because you can't pull a gun unless it's a deadly situation. A deadly situation. And if you shoot for the arm, leg, or whatever, you're admitting that you knew it wasn't a deadly situation. So now you're liable.
That sucks.
That's all. And it doesn't, and it has more stop. It's about stopping the threat.
Yeah.
So center mass. You can't. They don't aim for the head. They add.
I didn't know that, but because if it was me, it's like if you shoot her in the leg right now, she's going to go back and she'll drop the knife or something. But then there's no chance of her dying.
If you watch that thing in real time, it's not like the Wild West where the guys are shooting fucking guns out of people's hands and stuff. You've got a split second before that knife was going to be in that other girl, and he just, that's it.
Somebody's saying no one can shoot the legs in the nicest way possible. It's not like these are a small target on this chick.
All right.
Like, to be fair, I'm looking at this picture, which I'll drop the link in the chat again if you guys want to look at the photo that I'm looking at, because I can't show it on screen. Yeah, it's especially with this body cam thing. It's not like he's gonna miss.
All right, we can't. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead right now. But
I know. That's why I'm just saying. It's like I'm looking at this. If he were to shoot her hand that has the knife, he might miss and hit the other girl.
Yeah, you can't shoot for that. They're taught, like they're 100% taught. You have to shoot for center mass because it's
okay. I agree. Yeah, it's a split second decision. You're in the heat of it. Yeah. The legs have the biggest arteries, not the part that I'm looking at. That's in the front of your leg.
Yeah, the femoral artery is huge. It's like almost as thick as like a garden hose.
I know. My mom had to have surgery after she had Emily, and the lady nicked my mother's artery. So my mom almost died in surgery.
Oh shit! No, that's how the hell did she?
My mom's pissed. My mom was pissed. This happened years and years ago. So my mom, because I guess my mom had Emily when she was in her 40s, and she had to have so the doctor showed up like hours late, and all the nurses were freaking out. And so my mom had to have an emergency C-section because Emily was like, if the doctor would have showed up on time, there would have been no problems. My mom could have delivered her naturally, but it is what it is. And then she had to go into surgery after because the doctor that did her C-section did something wrong and messed up my mom's bladder. And so she had to go redo the surgery to fix, because my mom's at that point, she's like, I'm not having any babies anymore, so I don't care about the other shit that you fucked up. But she's like, got to fix my fucking bladder. And the lady nicked my mom's artery. And so she couldn't fix my mom's bladder. She had to
because they had to go and save her life for the thing they just made a mistake on.
Yeah. So my mom was pissed when she woke up and they told her that.
Did they go?
So another reason why I'm not too keen on doctors, guys.
Oh, just go to the doctor.
Let me get back to reading super chats so we can not talk about this anymore.
I want to just do one femoral artery story because when I was a kid, we had like a little grocery, like a bodega on the corner, or down the block, and the guy we knew like every day, they just got armed robbed and dude shot him in the leg, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's okay. He got shot in the leg," and he was like joking, like, "Oh, blah blah." They're waiting for him. He was dead by the time the ambulance got there. But because people don't realize, like, if you get shot in the thigh, you're like, "Oh, good, you're not going to hit him anything vital. You'll be fine." But
you bleed out though.
He bled out.
Yeah. MKF30, thank you for chat. I read Q is returning to Park Card Season 2. You like Q? Yeah, but they're going to fuck him up. And I did hear that as well, and I'm not happy about it. DK Samaritan, thank you for the super chat. Mary Mayhem is live now talking about KOTOR remake. Yeah, I think Mary does streams on Wednesdays as well. Usually I don't go this late, so it doesn't really interfere with that. But guys, again, the KOTOR thing. I talked about that 2 months ago. It's old news.
Well, what is it? Give us a refresh.
So they're basically remastering KOTOR.
Are they changing the story though?
No, they might change little aspects of it. But basically a remaster is they just do it to make it look prettier here. So I'll share my screen because you've watched me play this game enough. So you kind of
the one where you're running around and it's like a girl with no clothes on.
Yeah, that's KOTOR 2. So this is them. This is what everyone was telling me. So they're just making it look like the graphics are today. You see? Let me see. So this is showing the person modeling. So this is over on Korriban. This is the Sith temple that Revan has to go to, or like the ancient Sith temples.
So are you gonna replay it once it's done?
Yeah, I will. Of course I will. But so this is just showing the person, which, guys, it wouldn't be one person doing all the work. So this is a little suspicious to me.
This is like what you do when you do a redraw.
Yeah. You do an update. But so this is this person doing this. But again, it's kind of, I agree 100% with Hall. I'm sorry, but KOTOR needs better combat. I agree. I don't like the combat settings, but I am used to it. But so it's just they're updating the graphics, which I mean is completely fine. Like this is showing Revan. But again, one of the reasons that this is a little bit off to me is that it wouldn't be the same person modeling the planets, that they're modeling the ships and they're modeling Revan and rigging Revan right here. And so there would have to be an entire team of people to do all of that. So unless they were all required to do screen recordings, this is a little off to me. It is official. Well, guess what? I covered this 2 months ago and nobody watched that video. Nobody believed me.
You're like Mike Zero.
I'm not Mike Zero. I showed all of my sources.
Now, do you think you'll be able to still in the modern one run around with your ass out like the other character you were doing, or will they? That's
KOTOR 2, not KOTOR 1. So I don't know. Let me see. But yeah, so guys, here's my video from 2 months ago. 2 months ago. I'm talking about this because it got leaked on this podcast. And I showed
back then.
I look exactly the same. My hair's just straight.
Different.
You mean my 2 months ago?
You've aged.
Screw you. Here you guys go. Here is my video from 2 months ago where I talk about all of the information on it. You're welcome.
Yeah, now here's the other thing. Is they're going to put a hidden character. It's going to be Rey. And then you just have to press one button and she wins.
And I got a 10 in less 2 months. No, it's actually my camera settings. So maybe I did get a 10 because I went to Florida. So if I turn up my light.
I got a 10.
You see? I look lighter. And then this is, you see?
Is that a light you have on in the studio, or is that something you're doing on the computer?
This is the camera settings because I have the blue lighting. I have to mess with it, or else it does look just blue. It's the balance. So there you go. There you go. So
yeah, I just used the light from the screen.
see, now it looks more the same. I guess I had it on a lighter setting.
You just look like younger. You just seem like
I have an eyeshadow on there.
You've had a rough 2 months. It's worn on you a little bit.
Fuck you.
Don't point that fucking thing at me. It's like a fucking yardstick.
See this ring?
You should be playing piano or like classical guitar.
I hate playing piano.
I
hate it.
Not me. Look, I should be playing fucking pocket pool.
No. Let me read more super chats. Gates McFadden, meaning Russell Hall. Thank you so much. Wait, Anna, do you not know who Neil Breen is? I looked him up. I recognized his picture. I don't think I've seen his movies though. If you don't know, please listen to me. Find those edibles and hold on tight. I'll send you some DVDs. Oh God, if it's free on like Amazon Prime, we can do like a watch party on the Jack Show.
What's that? The Neil Breen?
Yeah.
I'll do that. Who said that in the chat? Someone said bongo. You have piano fingers. I have bongo fingers. That's pretty.
It's a Gundam. You guys have to go bother him. I have invited him on to Yellow Flash's show so many times, and he says that he goes to bed early, which I understand because it takes a lot of time to edit. You guys need to bother him and tell him to.
I'll come on a Saturday show on Flash.
I have. Everyone go bother him. Go bother It's a Gundam. I've tried. I'm not as convincing as I don't know. I tried.
Is he in New York? He sounds like he's from New York.
Yeah, he's from New York.
So maybe I could go over and convince him.
Let's see. Claudia, thank you for the super chat. Neil Breen has made some of the worst movies ever. Interesting. Ruben Wilson, thank you for the super chat. I'm seeing Mortal Kombat tonight. I think I read that, and congratulations. I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat, but maybe Peaches will want to watch it, so we'll find out.
What the remake is tonight?
I guess so.
He's not talking about the one from the 90s. I mean,
no, it's a new one.
Oh, it dropped. Okay. Wait, there's another movie. Oh, what's the other movie that's coming out soon? Something coming out that I'm actually looking forward to. I think it's in May. All right, read your super chats. My brain's not working tonight. You know why? I'm fucking sober because I was trying to get things done.
That's why you suck.
Let me just take a little shot of memory juice. Will be sound as a pound.
Claudia, thank you for the super chat. They're like Tommy Wiseau level bad, somehow worse. I have never seen a Tommy Wiseau movie. I did watch The Disaster Artist, but I've never seen The Room. Gates McFarlane, thank you for the super chat. Neil Breen is a legit king of terrible movies. You can see some of his most epic flops on Red Letter Media. They make Samurai Cop seem like RoboCop. Oh my. Jimmy Freckles, thank you for the super chat. You may have more charm than 1,000 women. Keep up the fight for truth. Oh, well, thank you. I definitely don't have that charm in real life, but thank you.
I think they were talking to me.
No, they weren't, because you weren't here yet when that super chat came in. Sorry to blow your bubble or burst your bubble. That was the right terminology. I'm kidding.
That's an old joke because Michael Jackson had a chimp named Bubbles, and some I forget the punch. Well, the punchline is nothing. I've been home all night blowing bubbles.
Ew.
I don't remember the setup to the joke, but I remember the punchline was, "I'm just blowing bubbles."
Gotcha. SFC Demon M, thank you for that. Got the Gina print. Looks great. Keep up the great videos. And Prince, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Deanna, thank you for the super chat. Anna, any recommendations for drawing, art, books, tutorials for beginners, possible video for your art channel? Any recommendations for drawing for beginners? I would say draw what's in front of you. Like, for example, I have chopstick that was sitting right here. Set it down, get a piece of paper out, and draw what you see. That way you can learn perspective. And draw every single day. And you will, it might seem a little a little repetitive, but even, I mean, one of my friends who's a fantastic artist and does the shoe design for Nike, he literally just gets out 10-piece sheets of paper and just draws lines on it. So that way he can get his, his arm warmed up and his motor control in the right set. So that way he can draw. And so perspective is so vital when you're drawing, and draw everything and draw every day. Because practice is what makes perfect. And the more you practice, the better you will get. Even if it seems worse, I would say try drawing something like this thing of chapstick. Find something like a cup, a bowl, and draw it. And draw it every single day for 100 days. Keep the drawing you did on the first day, and then look at the difference from your first drawing to 100 days later. On the 100th day, look at the difference in your drawing. You'll see a huge improvement. So draw every single day. Practice.
Now, I was drawing in the picture I sent you. I drew whiskey bottles because that's what's in front of me. That Yoda one, and I think the whiskey bottles were some of the best things I've ever drawn.
Yeah, because you know what they look like.
Right, they're my whole room is littered with them. What was I going to say?
I think this super chat's for you, Russian Bob. Thank you for the super chat. What is the best bourbon to try for a decent price?
This is not bad. This is Michter's, which is a Kentucky bourbon. It's solid. This is about $45. I'm okay with like a cheaper bourbon, like a Wild Turkey, or hell, I like the Jack Daniel's Rye. But my mid-range bourbon that my go-to is usually Bullet. But I like this. Cheers.
How expensive is that bottle though?
$45.
Isn't that what Bullet is?
Bullet's bourbon too.
Yeah.
All of these things are whiskeys. Because I remember I saw something you were arguing with something, not arguing, but you were like, no, Cecil doesn't drink whiskey, he drinks bourbon. Bourbon is whiskey.
I
It's
know.
different.
But it's a specific type.
Right.
Charlie Spur, thank you for the super chat. Lot of loyalty for a hired gun.
What's that?
I don't know what they mean. Gates McFallen, thank you for 3 super chats in a row. The games women like to play are natural selection at work. If you're not smart enough to get it or don't have the balls, they don't want you there. Why isn't Cecil dressed up as a girl? No excuses. Cecil, you know you can't play the long game. This was earlier.
Oh, I'm here. And I mean, Cecil had to go, and here I am. But I have to draw. There's the auction going on this weekend on Ethan's channel. I have nothing to sell, and
You need to start drawing.
should I do Venom Cecil?
Yes.
Should I do Venom Cecil in a wig?
No, just do Venom Cecil with saying like Peter Parker or something like that.
All right.
Do that. Let's see. Claudia, thank you for the super chat. Tell me about Cecil. Why does he wear the mats? Accidentally deleted this. It was a Dark Knight Rises reference. Someone responded to it. So this is my friend Cecil. He wears a mask to stay anonymous for whatever reason.
No one cared who I was until I put on the mask. I just was being an anonymous. I wasn't planning on ever doing like live streams or showing my face. I used to do videos where I would talk, but you'd never see me. And then Ethan started inviting me on his channel, and I just grabbed a mask, like a Halloween mask, and it's been kind of a tradition. I mean, I'm glad to stay anonymous, but I think pretty much people can figure out what I look like. Half the time when I get really wasted, there's just barely a thread hanging over my face. So it's kind of just for fun at this point.
Scratchpad thing. That's why Ben Shapiro was making his first dates about politics. If he had conservative values, came a second date. That's why his wife is a doctor.
Repeat that.
I don't understand why this is relevant. That's why Ben Shapiro was making his first dates about politics. If she had conservative values, came a second date. That's why his wife is a doctor.
Oh, so he dated. He
He
dated.
only, but guys, that just shows that he only would date women that had similar beliefs, which I guess is important.
But also, he's like an Orthodox Jew, so I'm guessing like
I'm guessing he had a limited amount of women that he could.
His dating pool was probably down to other Orthodox Jewish women, and I'd say that they pretty much they have pretty conservative. Even though I guess like Jews as a voting bloc are typically left wing or Democrat, the Orthodox and conservative Jews are actually right leaning. So, thank you.
Yeah, I don't really care about Ben Shapiro's dating habits.
I don't. Although I saw a picture of his sister, she has huge cans.
Cool. Gates McFallen, thank you for this about Linda Blicker would be a perfect centipede head. Oh, there you go, Cecil.
Let me see if I can find Ben Shapiro says. You think I was just saying that like
Gates McFallen, meaning Russell Hall, thank you for this. No, it's suspend your disbelief. I explained my Anna code, my Anna's talk. Andy McCallum, thank you for about send Q send Q to Mike Zero and Kathleen Kennedy, aka KK. Russell Hall, thank you for about I can't suspend my disbelief to Anna's bullshit. Yes, you can.
Right.
Or you could just shake your head at me.
All right. You thought, oops, sorry.
Mm.
That is, let me put a different avatar on. That one's a little harsh to accent. I didn't even mean to hit that. I just meant to hit the share button. All right, let me make sure there's nothing bad on here. All right, here's Ben Shapiro's sister. Now, was I wrong?
I'm surprised she's wearing jeans in that one picture. I thought Orthodox Jewish women can't wear jeans.
No, I don't think they could show legs.
No, because I mean, I've seen plenty of Orthodox Jewish women, and
I don't think they're Hasidic. They're just Orthodox.
Oh.
Which means like I don't think she has to wear like a wig or stuff like that. Some I forget what branch it is. They have to wear like wigs and stuff. Anyway, did I lie?
No.
All right, there we go. You always learn something when I come on. I entertain and edify. That's my goal.
Bill Bodie, thank you for the super chat. Anna Bellano went to Stovacor. Explain that. When did Bellana die? I don't remember Bellana dying. Stovacor is their whatchamacallit, their heaven. I mean, that could be just a different plane of existence, and that aliens go different places. There you go. Sir Angus Fungus, thank you for the super chat. Would Oxmal have saved the hand/fist of God?
Saved it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's ask him. He's around here somewhere.
Oh, God.
What is the hand of God?
It's his hand.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh. You know what I did save from the Death Star? Luke's hand. Had it bronzed. It's in my colon right now.
Ew.
Oh. I put it in with some force and some Vaseline.
I don't remember this episode. I'd have to go back and watch it. I remember the episode with her mom and her mom fighting, but it's been a while. Maybe I'm gonna rewatch Voyager again with Peaches because he just watched Deep Space Nine all the way through for the first time, and then we were having a conversation, and I realized he hadn't seen all of Voyager. So I think he's seen up to like season 3. He's never seen any of the 7 of 9 episodes though, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it anyway. But I don't remember this episode, so I need to.
So pretending to be that you don't know anything about a Star Trek show still works. That's still a go-to move for guys.
Yes, it is.
I don't Voyager. What's that?
He's watched some. Gates McFallen, meaning Russell Hall. Kevin Smith cries more than LeBron. No, he doesn't. LeBron cries every fucking game. It's pathetic. Russell Hall, thank you again. Make LeBron the tail of the human centipede behind Kathleen Kennedy, so he gets a taste of all the semen that she had to swallow to get where she is. Oh my
God. That's a grim.
Jesus. Phil Booty, thank you for that. There was a video of a wrecked out guy charging at a cop, and the cop emptied an entire magazine, and he still took his partner hostage. Cop had to reload.
Yeah, I've seen that. The guy emptied the entire gun into a guy, and all the guy had was a knife, and he still got a stab in on the partner.
And he lived?
I don't know if the guy lived, but I mean, the guy just kept coming at the cops for like 20 minutes. They just kept backing up. They went like through an entire neighborhood basically, because they just kept backing up, and they're like, please drop the knife, please drop the knife. And then he finally like charged them, but the guy emptied a gun into the guy, and he still got just, you know, the knife on the neck of the partner.
That's insane. Did the partner die?
No, but he could have for sure.
I think I read this one. Russell Hall, thank you for this. I'm sorry, but KOTOR needs better combat. I agree. Yentha P, thank you for that. FYI, limb shots are the more deadly, a larger death rate. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe it's because they bleed out, but I don't know. I feel like shooting somebody, and I mean, shooting somebody in general isn't good.
I mean, you could empty an entire clip into my ass, and I probably wouldn't even notice.
You're speaking from experience. Let's see. SnarchCon DM, thank you for that. Peaceful happening is aging Anna quickly. What the hell?
I think that's what happened. I feel bad. When I saw that picture, I was like, look at her back then. She was still full of hope.
Oh my God. Do I really look that bad today?
Then the comp. No, I'm fucking with you. Come on. God. Then I came into town and just like I feel like a homewrecker.
Fuck you. Dixie Samaritan, thank you for that. I already watched your video on KOTOR, Anna. I thought since you were finishing up, I thought you might want to hang out at Mary's stream. Well, I don't invite myself onto other people's streams. If Mary wanted me on there, she would have, contacted me prior. But I wasn't supposed to go this late anyway. I think Cecil is going to start up a stream after I am done. But I kind of get exhausted doing back-to-back streams.
What are your hours? Like, I feel like I send you.
I know, because we talked.
You never answer, and I'm like, oh, she must have woke up early today. And then it's like you don't, because you like tweet something out at like 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh, she got up early or something. And I'll like tweet something to you at like 10, and then not here. And then all of a sudden it'll be like 8 o'clock, and I'll see you online. I'm like, when do you go to sleep? What?
It doesn't make. I just go to sleep when I pass out. No, I slept from like 6 a.m. today, and I actually got a decent amount of sleep. I slept until 3 p.m.
But your mom's coming over. You have to be on like regular human time schedule.
I know.
Comic Book and Cahoots says, Cecil, keep the wig from my stream. All right.
There you go.
If you boys say so.
Let's see. Gates, Russell Hall, thank you about. Once again, you'd better save that finger for a lonely night, because my guy tells me Peaches will be going on long business trips. No, he won't. Peaches doesn't have to go on business trips. Chris Topher, thank you for that. Anna, show me your nude pics of Cecil, please. Ew.
First of all, you don't know when somebody will offer him a position in New York.
Nobody will, and he'll never move.
A position that only he could fill.
No. Oh, I think I read that one. Sin Wolf, thank you for that. This may seem a little lame, but I learned how to draw comics from How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way when I was in junior high. No, a lot of people learned how to draw that way. A lot of people learn how to, make a character look intimidating. Ethan was actually talking about it the other night on one of his streams about how to draw I forgot what character it was. I'll just say Thanos because that's the first one in my mind. And how you have to draw him is if you just draw it straight forward, he's not intimidating. But if you draw looking up at him, it's this big scary villain. And so it was the stream where you guys looked at the yellow lanterns.
Oh
and
yeah,
Sinestro's new look where he's wearing a crop top and a skirt.
God, they literally put him in a. They literally put him like he was a shit character until Ethan took over that run, and then they literally turned him into Space Hitler, and he became like the big baddie of the DC universe. Like he was like a terrifying villain. They fucking made him, and now they literally have him in a dress. They have him at a dress, like looking like he looks annoyed, like he's waiting for a table.
I know. And then you guys all started saying that witch chick looked like me, and I'm like, she doesn't look anything like me. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, at least she's wearing yellow because I like yellow.
Mm-hmm. And it's fear-based yellow. That's
which I actually thought about it more. I'm like, actually, that works because I guess I am kind of scary. I've gotten told so many times I'm a very intimidating person. And I'm like, how? I'm like 3 feet tall.
You could power your ring just by thinking about going to the doctor.
I could, huh? Let's see.
Can I talk to Sandy this weekend? Does she know you haven't been to the doctor since 2014? I feel like I have to tell your mom. I feel like I don't.
My mom doesn't care. My mom won't. No, you can't talk.
I don't mean to tell on you.
You can't tell my mom.
I feel like I have to tell on you. It's not normal.
No. Let's see. Snarks Condemn, thank you for the super chat. Cecil, will you ever sell a drawing of Oxmal? Oh, there you go. Draw Oxmal.
Let me write this down.
Draw Venom Cecil and Mike Oxmal.
There's 2.
I am kind of sad because I was going to be the auctioneer for the auction, but that was when the auction was last weekend. But then for whatever reason, Ethan switched it to this weekend. I'm like, wow, I can't do it. Yay.
Well, you can maybe just pop in to say hi for
I can't.
A minute?
No.
For a minute.
No.
Not to do a countdown, just say, hey, I'm here with Sandy. Cecil, do you want to talk to her about me going to a doctor? Something like that. Just like a quick call.
I'm not bringing my mother in here because she'll see all my action figures, and when I'm sleeping, she'll take them all to Goodwill.
Actually, you know what? I don't want you to go to the doctor because then you'll get sick. It'll be like this. I was fine until he forced me to go to the doctor, and then they found out I had like 2 weeks to live, and it was like, all right, stay out of the doctor. Fine.
Yeah, I don't need my mother coming on the internet. Claudio, thank you for the super chat. Someone responded with a lot of loyalty line.
What is
I'm
that?
not sure what that means.
Why do you get the most cryptic message? Are you reading?
So Claudio responds to, like, he sends in super chats, which I'm grateful for, by the way. Thank you. But it's like a conversation. So he's explaining his last super chat, but I still don't get it because I don't know that it's not.
And sometimes, yeah, here's the thing. I send a lot of super chats to somebody. Like I send lots of super chats. So when someone's saying something that I want to add to their conversation at that moment, I'll send a super chat, but it's not guaranteed they're going to read it in time.
Mm-hmm.
I was just super chatting Gary and Az yesterday, and it was like 2 hours later, and I was responding to something they were saying. You have a better chance of the person seeing it and reading it at the right time if you super chat, but it's not guaranteed. So it happens to me all the time. Sometimes they catch it and you could be part of the conversation. You have a better chance. That's all. But yeah, I have no idea. I have to super chat your reading. I'm like, it feels like you're fucking speaking Klingon. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh my God, I don't. Speaking Klingon? I mean, you might actually understand Klingon. You know a little bit more Klingon than I feel like most people would know.
I know more than I would care to admit, but it's not a source of pride.
So in Star Trek, the Klingons have the language, right? But then in real life, people have taken the Klingon language and turned it into a real language. So it's one of the fastest growing languages on the planet.
It makes me sad.
In the show Frasier, there's a character who is obsessed with Star Trek, and so he can't go to the Star Trek convention because he has William Shatner has a restraining order against him. So Frasier needs to learn Hebrew for his son's bar mitzvah. And so this character tells him, okay, well, I'll teach you how to say this in Hebrew if you go to the Star Trek convention and get Bakula's Bakula. How the hell do you say his name?
Scott Bakula?
Yes, Scott Bakula. I always pronounce it wrong. Scott Bakula's autograph for me because he's the last captain that I need his autograph. And so but Frasier can't make it to the convention. And so he teaches Frasier how to say it, not in Hebrew, but in Klingon. So Frasier goes up for his son's bar mitzvah, and Frasier's not Jewish, so he doesn't know that he's not speaking Hebrew. He's speaking Klingon. And so the one nerdy kid that the son invited is like, that's Klingon. But anyway, it's a good
Is that your favorite episode? Because it melded the two things you love most, Frasier
No,
and...
there's actually a lot of Star Trek talk in Frasier.
Frasier was in an episode of Star Trek.
He was a Starfleet captain. That's why he goes to Star Trek conventions. And did you know that Kelsey Grammer's autograph or picture at the Star Trek convention is more than William Shatner?
Wow. You mean if it's signing that picture of him, probably is rarer.
No, if you want to take a picture with Kelsey Grammer and if you want to get his autograph, it's more expensive to do that than to meet William Shatner.
Because Kelsey Grammer has more money than William Shatner, and it's not worth his time. Because how long was Frasier on for? Fucking ever.
11 years.
And he was getting bank at that time, probably like $20 million a season. And then he had to give it away to half that woman.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you marry like a lady when you're high. Let me see. Amargad, thank you for the super chat. Anna is so pulchritudinous.
Can you spell this word? Because
I'm gonna put it in the private chat. You want to say it for me?
Pulchritudinous. Pulchritudinous. I don't know what pulchritudinous means.
Well, I looked it up and it means beautiful. So thank you. And this is how you say it.
It's a gross. Oh, I pronounced it.
Pulchritudinous. Well, thank you. That's a very unique word. Thank you.
It's actually an ugly word for beautiful.
It's an ugly word, but it is a compliment. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm actually getting my hair done again. It's gonna be lighter, but everyone said I need to give myself the rogue streaks.
Well, I mean, you can give it a shot. It's easy. It's an easy fix if you don't like it.
Yeah. Well, everyone voted on it, so I guess I'm gonna do that. But
that's how we're doing things nowadays.
Russell, thank you. Can we get confirmation on whether those are real? Oh, the Cecil nude pics? No, they're not real. I would have gouged out my eyes.
Have they been leaked out there? My nudes?
No, I don't think so.
Would you say leaked or like spilled? Squirted.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Those don't get leaked out. They seep out.
Let's see. Doomed Han, thank you. I spilled my icy in the Circle K. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Snarchcon Dean, thank you for the super chat. You look great, just messing. Thank you.
By this time I was on the show.
Fuck you. It was after you guys were making fun of me for for looking, I guess, too young in that video.
You just look like you had a rough 2 months. That's all.
Thank you. Carl, thank you for the super chat. How did you guys become friends? By the way, Anna, you look beautiful tonight. Well, thank you. So I used to be a huge Cecil fan.
Used to be.
I used to think Cecil was the funniest person ever. And so we met because he was like a YouTube person. He would always be on shows and he cracked me up. So Jeremy was hosting the High Council and he asked me, Anna, do you want to come on? And I said, I was like, I'll come on, but you have to invite Cecil because I want to meet Cecil. And so he's like, okay. And then he opens up with Cecil. Anna's a huge fan and she asked me to invite you on. And I was like, I'll kill you.
Anna was my first and only stalker.
I was not a stalker.
All
You
right.
just happened to always be on the shows that I watched, and I never had met you because you were on Ethan's show. And I used to watch that all the time because I was like, oh, it's a famous comic book
I
artist.
know because before we met, or even before that, like I went back to go because sometimes me and Ethan, or we'll be on a show and we'll talk about, remember when that happened? And then I'll go back for a show. And then I'm like, as I'm like looking through the show, I'll see you in the chat. And I'm like, that was way before we ever met. You were like, yeah.
Well, I liked Ethan's show because I thought that there was a lot for me to learn. And especially being, you know, that he worked in comics for so long and he's an incredible artist and he has all these other artists. And also Ethan puts on a really good show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is something I know nothing about because it was all the Comicsgate stuff. So I started watching it. But then I think the night we really became friends was the night I met John, because me and Peaches, we went out to an art show and I was kind of drunk. And then you guys were talking and I was commenting in the chat and everyone told you to send me the link. And you were like, Anna doesn't want to come on our show. And then I said, yeah. And so I met you, or I already met you, but I met John. And that was when I showed you guys my eye.
Yeah.
And that was the night we became friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was all the stars were aligned for the Jack show to eventually.
And then John and you were both like, we need to introduce Anna to Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how we became friends. Also, there's over 700 people watching. Please smash the like button, please. And thank you. I'd appreciate it. Deranged Lunatic, aka DL, thank you for the unicorn sticker. Russell Hall, thank you for the super chat. I bet your mom cares more than you realize. Well, she does now that her favorite kid died and I got bumped up the totem pole because the other kid is crazy and my brother, I don't know. I'm her last hope for biological grandchildren, so she's really pushing that, which is a feeling I have the reason why she actually wants to visit me. Claudia, thank you for the super chat. Frasier is not funny. Change my mind. Uncultured. Frasier is hilarious and it's some of the best writing. It's some of the best TV to ever exist.
I'm not a psychotic Frasier fan, but it's definitely a top 10. It's anytime I've ever dropped in on it, even mid episode, it's fucking really well written. It's one of those shows with
hilarious,
a perfect cast, or every cat, you know, whether it's Roz or the other people at the station, his brother, the father, the fucking Daphne, like everything was cast perfect. It is a good show. It's a top 10.
Well, so the one episode I watched last night. So Niles, his wife, Frasier's on the radio, and this lady calls in who's German, and she says that her husband is a fencing instructor, and she thinks he's cheating on her. Frasier figures out that the lady that the husband is cheating on with is his brother's wife, and so.
Oh, I remember this one actually.
Well, there's this line that's absolutely perfect in it, and it is so funny because if you just read it, you know, it wouldn't seem funny, but you have to be intelligent to get the jokes, which I love. And so he thinks he's confronting the wife, Maris, but it actually turns out to be his brother. And so the brother finds out that his wife is cheating on him. So they're going to go confront the fencing instructor. But the reason why Frasier accidentally said it to his brother, not the wife, was because they have a housekeeper who is from Guatemala, and she gets her pronouns mixed up when she's speaking English to Spanish. And so, which they go down to confront the guy, and then the guy only speaks German. And so Niles is yelling at him, and Frasier's like, he doesn't understand you because he doesn't speak English. And then the fencing instructor asks the housekeeper in German, like, what's going on? And she responds in German. And Frasier's like, you speak German? And then she starts talking to Frasier in Spanish because Frasier speaks Spanish. And he's like, yes, she said her family were housekeepers for this German family that moved to Guatemala right after the war. And it's so funny the way he says it when he realizes it, and all of us understand the joke because you have to be intelligent. A kid that hasn't learned about World War II isn't going to get that joke. An adult can get that joke. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. Because it's like,
How
oh,
many people did we lose while you were explaining that joke? Do you have
actually like 10. But it's funny. It's such a good show.
It's sad. But I'm also a huge Cheers fan. I loved Cheers, so Frasier was like a natural for me to like. I like Taxi. I just put a top 10. But the best comedy, Strangers with Candy. I don't know if you've ever watched that one. It's definitely my favorite of all time. It's the chick. It's actually the chick from The Mandalorian that babysits every once in a while. She's the weirdo that it's her. She plays a 50-year-old crack whore that is going back to high school to get her diploma. It's an odd concept for a show, but it's really good.
Okay, Russell Wall, thank you so much. Cecil is a boob, Dinnigan, Anigan, Gainigan.
Is that is he Pig Latin? Is that what you're saying?
It could be. Here, I'm gonna send you the private chat.
You know, my mother's part pig and my father's Latin. So. Brob.
I'm gonna play it.
Brobdingnagian.
Brobdingnagian. It means gigantic.
Oh.
He's calling you fat.
I literally thought it was Pig Latin and I was trying to figure it out.
Chris Topher, thank you back. Congrats on 2 loving years together. Cecil and Peaches. Fuck you, no.
No, year. It's been just 2 months. I mean, who's keeping track of the days at this point?
It didn't happen. Yen the P, thank you for the Not sure what it is, but you both have a best big smiles today. Good to see you guys. Love you bastards. Thank you.
I'm getting my teeth fixed.
What's wrong with your teeth now?
You see that space? That's from the accident. See it? Yeah.
On the bottom?
Yeah. But
are you getting braces or veneers?
I'm getting a Invisalign.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Not cool.
That's
really
that's significantly less funny than you getting adult braces. Nomad0036, thank you. No dummy. Are Shapiro sisters mommy milkers real? I'm sure they are. I don't think an Orthodox Jewish lady would get a breast implant.
I don't know. I think people say no, she's a butterface. I think she's cute. What's wrong with people?
200-watt studio. Thank you, Anna. Your hair is shining today. Good color for you. Well, thank you. Claudia, thank you. I was raised on things like Drake and Josh and the Seth Roger comedies. I watched 3 episodes of Frasier. Maybe I need to watch it again. Well, I mean, maybe it's just me. I like older shows. I think they're better, but Frasier is a show for adults. Drake and Josh is a kid's show or like a teenager show. So, I mean,
I never heard of that show actually.
It was a show on Nick.
Yeah.
Emergad, thank you for about Peaches. Hercus made Cecil feel. Oh my God! What is? Are you just on thesaurus.com? I'm just gonna type this in and see how it's pronounced because I'm not gonna be able to read this. It means, oh my God.
Floxinus annihilapilification.
The action or habit of establishing something as worthless. The word is used to clarify custody. Peaches Hickorus made Cecil feel worthless, apparently.
People said that I gave a bad picture of Shapiro's sister. I mean, she's not like a model, but she's cute.
I think that with her chest being the size that it is, it's not something that you're going to be spending too much time staring at when you can.
But I think she, it's a nice face. It's not like she's cute.
Anna didn't watch Friends. I love Friends. I watched Friends religiously.
I didn't like Friends.
I love
it was, yeah, but you were like a little kid. You were like probably like 10 when all that stuff was like. It's too laugh tracky, that show.
It's funny though.
Is it?
Yes, it is. And guys, I've watched it so many times. They were definitely on a break. It doesn't justify what Ross did, but they were on a break. Ross didn't say it. Rachel did. Ross also shouldn't have just slept with the belly button ring chick, but they were on a break.
What do you talk? They cheated on each other?
No, Rachel gets like her career job finally because this guy gets her this job, and Ross knows that the guy likes her, and she's like, no, he doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. And Ross is like, no, he likes you. So he keeps getting insanely jealous, and she's working a lot because it's her like first real job. And so she's working insane hours, and Ross is getting jealous, and they're fighting. And so Rachel said, we should just take a break. And she meant like from the relationship, and Ross storms out. And then this one chick that likes him because he's a dinosaur guy, he calls back, and the guy named Mark he answers Rachel's phone. Or no, he doesn't. He hears Mark. So Mark went over to Rachel's house. So it's the guy that Ross was already upset with. So he thinks that she's with Mark. And he sleeps with another chick. And so Rachel gets pissed and they break up. But Ross is like, we were on a break, which they were. And he was right about Mark liking her and having other intentions.
Atomic Artist. Here we go with another long-winded explanation of something that might be funny, but now we will never know.
It's just an ongoing thing within the show, which is Ross is always just going, we were on a break, and it carries over through like until the end of the show. So it's an ongoing thing. But they were on a break.
The chat is so great. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm trying so hard to care. Riveting plot.
It was the coffee shop girl. I know, but she also has a belly ring. That's why they all freak out about her.
Oh, I got a compliment. I'm not sure who that is under the mask, but I'd hit it. Thank you.
How can you hate Friends? It's such a good show.
I didn't hate it.
I know people were saying in the chat. Let's see.
Make it stop, Cecil. All right. Yeah, read some super
TC, thank you for the super chat. I'll watch a show of Anna explaining Frasier episodes. Well, thank you. Not everyone will, but some people will.
You spend about 5 minutes for a throwaway joke where the one was like, I work for a German family that moved to
Guatemala,
Argentina or Guatemala after the war. That was it. That was like, it was like, okay, we get it. Like,
no, but the way that Frasier says it, because it's so suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and it's so funny because like he's just like a German family that moved here after the war, and then he like looks over at Niles and they make like this like she worked for Nazis kind of look. Let's see.
I blew like these two brothers. That sounded really bad. I blew these two brothers. They're friends of mine. They're two brothers. They're from not Ecuador. Oh my god, I'm the worst. I've known these guys for years. Way South America. Something with Uruguay. So I said I blew two brothers from Uruguay. No, they came up to New York, and I became friends with them, and they barely spoke English, but they have like really German last names, and I was just like, so like, what's the story with like? I'm like, so I guess like your great grandfather was, a Nazi, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like, why are you from Uruguay? He's like, no, they came over to do like, he wanted to start an opera or something. I'm like, so he decided to go to Uruguay in the 40s to start an opera company. And he's like, yeah, and then they're like looking at each other, and it's like all fucking clicking, and they're like, oh fuck, was like. Like it never occurred to them. I'm just like, you have a really German last name, and he's like, no, they went there to do opera, and I'm like, wait, like what years was this? Somewhere around the 40s? And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, and it's so funny watching them fucking like it dawn on them was what the fuck I was saying.
Well, it's like if they're Russian or German names that went there back in the 1940s, we kind of know what's going on there.
Yeah, I know Argentina was the main place, but he was from Uruguay, this guy. And it was just so funny, like the two of them like looking at each other being like, oh fuck. With a Nazi.
Let's see. Russell Hall thinks about Strangers with Candy isn't as funny looking back. We need Neil Breen movie watch stream and Cecil 2 girls 1 cup reaction vid. I'd love to see that. Oh god.
Still have not watched that.
Don't watch it. It's disgusting.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why? It's like I don't need to like. I start to think of the person in the movie, and I'm just like, how bad things had to go. I'm just like, I get like, like I know what they're doing. They're eating shit, right? That's what it's like.
Yeah, it like shows a girl
like I don't need it. Like
I watched it when I was in high school. I actually think me and my friends filmed our reaction. So there is a video of me reacting somewhere. I think it's on my like friend's old camera. But
I try to get that.
There's no way I could get that. I don't think it exists anymore. Russian Bob, thank you. Are you planning on releasing a comic in the future? Cecil, look out or looking forward to not getting cash grab.
Oh, I promise to deliver.
Yes, I am. I'm actually working on 2 at the moment.
You will not be disappointed. That's my promise.
Pete Callan, thank you for the super chat. Home Improvement and Seinfeld for the win. I never watched Seinfeld, but I did watch bits and pieces of Home Improvement, and I did like it.
Home Improvement was solid. Seinfeld was way better than Home Improvement, though.
You could just say that because it takes place in New York.
I didn't like Friends, and that takes place in New York. So there goes your whole theory. Blown up. Exploded.
You didn't like it because it wasn't gay enough for you. Gates McFallen, meaning Russell Hall, thank you for that. Wrong or not, Ross was a beach with a capital P.
You know what? You know what was gay enough for me? Your boy.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Claudio, thank you for the super chat. I meant to say Seth Rogen comedies. I'm more into Malcolm in the Middle type humor. Also, don't you dare talk bad about Drake and Josh. That show is gold. I didn't say anything bad about Drake and Josh. I just said that you're talking about different types of shows. That one was written for teenagers, whereas Frasier was written for adults. I'm not the biggest fan of Seth Rogen comedy. I didn't really watch too much Malcolm in the Middle because I'm just like, I want to murder this mother. She is a terrible, terrible person, and she's so frustrating to watch. But yeah.
Cecil didn't like all the hot girls on Friends. I did. I liked, what's her name? Courtney Cox and the other one.
Phoebe or Rachel?
Rachel. Oh, how am I blanking on her? Brad Pitt's wife. What the fuck?
You don't know her name? Jennifer Aniston?
I'm blanking.
Let's see. 2 What Studio Think this about Friend's story could have been worse if Shane told it. Do you want to tell the Friend's story as Shane?
I mean,
he's not here.
Should I? I'll get back to him.
It's okay. Just do it.
I mean,
blame it on me.
They were on a break. So they were going out, and
you have to put on the Shane icon.
I'm not going to do it. I'm leaving Shane alone for Lent. For an entire thing of Lent, I'll leave him alone.
Chris Topher, thank you for super chat. But really, you two are great to watch stream together. Also, can someone please fire Kathleen Kennedy and bring back KOTOR and the expanded universe? I wish that would happen, but who knows?
Well, if they're spending the money on redoing the game, they might have plans. That might be just a way of getting a new generation interested into that storyline and that timeline.
Barb Rogers, Little Miss Sunburn, thank you for the super sticker, and it's a little doggy. Well, thank you. I think I might be all caught up in super chats. And yeah, Skinny Cecil points out that Lent is over. Fat Cecil.
Is that me from the past or the future?
I don't know. I think it was the future. It'd be called AIDS Cecil, so maybe it's you from the past.
There's AIDS Cecil also?
I think so.
It was not to know. I don't want to know my whole timeline.
Russell Hall, thank you so much. I think I heard that opera. How'd it go? Springtime for Healer in Germany. Good show. Anyways, yes, do a reaction vid to Two Girls in One Cup. Oh God, even I don't want to see that.
No, I don't even want to I don't even want to hear it.
Claudio Rogan, thank you for the super chat. Oh, I didn't say your last name right. What popular show have you never found funny? I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't say Friends is not funny. I'm just saying like it's not. It has its moments, but it's just like it got too relied on like this character and and it would be like I don't know. I didn't really care. Seinfeld was so superior to it. Better written, better cast.
To answer this suit, well, I don't know what show is people consider funny that I don't think is funny.
Someone said Roseanne in the chat. That was pretty funny. I had a few seasons that were.
From the episodes I've seen, I didn't like Futurama. And I can't stand Rick and Morty, but I know a lot of people like it.
Rick and Morty, 2 seasons were funny. I didn't like the last one.
There's only 3 seasons of it?
I think so. That's all I saw. Police Squad.
Yeah. Big Bang Theory sucks.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I've only watched it like 3 or 4 times, and of that 3 or 4 times, it was the same episode twice.
I don't like this show. I liked How I Met Your Mother. Not all of it is good. I didn't watch the ending because I was told it ruined the whole show.
There was a lot of shows I didn't watch. So like I didn't watch those 2 and a Half Men. Never watched it. It might be good.
I liked the episodes that I saw of 2 and a Half Men.
Yeah, I watched it on a plane. One episode I saw on like a plane, and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. But other than that, and then like Everyone Loves Raymond was pretty solid. I've seen it.
I like that show.
Here and there, but I mean, I couldn't put it on my top 10 because I've only watched like probably under 10 episodes of it. But I liked it. Big Bang, I never liked.
Is your favorite actor the dad in that?
In what?
In Everybody Loves Raymond.
The dad is my favorite actor. That's Peter Boyle.
Is that?
Peter Boyle's a great actor. He was the monster in Young Frankenstein.
In Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. And he was also in that X-Files episode. Maybe the best X-Files episode where he was like a psychic.
Hold on.
You're the X-Files person.
Hold on. I'm trying to look this up. I don't think that's his name.
His name is Peter Boyle. I'm right.
Hold on.
He's in a movie called Joe from like 1969, and the opening scene has a very young Susan Sarandon topless. It's worth it. I think it might be on Amazon Prime for free right now. Really weird movie. Might be actually worth checking out, but it's very weird.
Oh, you know what? I'm getting him mixed up with somebody else because they both have the same hairline. The dude that's from The Godfather that you like, that was like your favorite.
Oh,
he didn't come back because of the
Robert Duvall.
Yeah,
you got Robert Duvall and
I did.
And Peter Boyle. You know what's kind of funny is
well, they have the same hairline.
What's funny is the movie called Joe was like a midnight movie hit. It was kind of low budget and super violent and really weird. It's about like an old dude looking for his daughter who's on drugs, and then they just like murder a whole colony of hippies. It's really a bizarre, fucking weird movie, and it got a lot of acclaim for Peter Boyle. And the director of French Connection wanted him to play Popeye Boyle, the lead role of French Connection, and his agent told him, "Nah, you're gonna get typecast as like violent roles." So he passed on it, and then fucking Gene Hackman won the Oscar for Best Actor. It won Best Movie. It won everything, and Gene Hackman's career went fucking like, obviously he's Gene Hackman, and Peter Boyle like tells that story of just like so fucking pissed at his agent, and like just like he'd watched Gene Hackman's career and been like, that should have been me, and fucking he really didn't become a household name until Raymond, and he was in his 70s. I mean, he was in, here and there, and he was always working, but he wasn't that really great episode of X-Files. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm
It's where
trying
the
to
psychic
remember.
and he's explaining there's a scene where he's
The
talking.
little kid is a psychic, right?
I think he's a psychic. No,
Let me look. I need to see what his outfit. My dad loves the one with the dude.
it's Peter Doyle. No, Popeye Doyle, and Peter Boyle is his name. I know the character in the movie is Popeye Doyle, but his name is Peter Boyle.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
I think that's my favorite episode. It was like he's describing like somebody like liquefying in the forest, and yeah, it's a kind of cool scene. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah, there's a couple psychic episodes. I remember my mom. She was bitching at what Scully was wearing in season 1. She's like, they have her all covered up, and in the movie, she's in this nice suit. And I'm like, Mom, she was pregnant. They had to cover up her ginormous pregnant belly. That's why she's like all bulky in the first season.
I saw her in a show a couple of years ago. It was like an English
American Gods.
No, it was like an English detective show.
Mm.
I'm fucking blanking on it. It was on Netflix. Anyway, she looked great. She's in her 50s, and she looked fucking. She was getting naked a lot, and she looked great.
Generic, thank you for the super chat. I just got home. Cecil and blue hair and discussion of eating poop. What I miss? A lot. You missed a lot. This is a stream that I usually do with Jessi, and only it's a girls only show. So if you're a guy and you want to come on, you can. We don't discriminate. You just have to put on a wig or put on makeup.
Yeah, or have big boobs. So I'm like 2 out of 3.
Yeah, there you go. Claudia, thank you for that. What popular show have you never found funny? I think we read that one. Gates, Russell Hall, thank you for 2 super chats in a row. Would you buy a GeoDLC character for $20? I would. No, I would not. Russell Hall, thank you for another super chat. The thing is, Anna swears girls don't poop, and Anna's never wrong. So they're probably just squeezing out peanut butter into a cup. You can watch that. Yeah, Cecil, there you go. You can watch it.
Oh, you mean you don't actually see it coming from the tap?
You do.
So then how is it peanut butter?
It's a fake tap.
Even the best case scenario is peanut butter that was put up someone's butt.
Cecil's missing the left testicle. Thank you for that. Only the Ray's mom and dad are funny, and everybody loves Raymond. I know, but that's the funny part about it, because they're in every episode, and it's funny.
I like them. Like I said, I've only seen it a handful of times, but Peter Boyle was also one of my favorite comedy movies of all time. 2, The Dream Team starring Michael Keaton and Christopher Lloyd. Check it out. I never saw that. Dream Team. He was also in Taxi Driver. He was the other cab driver that was always giving Travis advice. Like, hey, you just need to calm down.
All right. I'm all caught up on Super Chat, so I'm going to scroll through and see if there's any I missed. And then I'm going to say goodnight to everyone, because I have a lot of stuff to do and to hide before my mother gets here.
What are you hiding exactly?
Everything.
Wait, give me one thing. You don't have to tell everything. What one thing would you hide from your mom?
My hot Cheetos. I need it to look like I have real food in the house. Also,
you've been cleaning and getting the house ready. I remember you said this to me like on Sunday or Saturday. You're like, my mom's about to come over. I'm like, in 7 days? How fucking filthy is your house?
It's not. So last night we have a lot of wood furniture. So last night I polished all of the wood furniture, and I was steaming all of the like bedding and all of the clothes and all of the
and how long after that then did your cat come and diarrhea all over everything?
My cats are not allowed in the house anymore. They are kept only in the laundry room.
Oh, are they allowed outside?
No, they'll die. It's a very big room.
Yeah, the laundry room's usually known as the biggest room in the house. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, it's actually pretty big, and they have 2 cat towers. They're fine, and it's they like it. It's fine.
It sounds like prison.
Well, maybe if they learned to
Just
not
let them out, and the coyotes will let nature. Let nature take its course.
No.
Those cats are abominations. They were never supposed to be born with their smushed faces. They could barely.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
Let them out. Just accidentally let them out. That's all.
Oh God. Generic, thank you for the super chat. Anna, you once did a stream where you acted out a movie with random action figures. We need a channel of that. Oh God.
I vaguely remember you pulling out the dolls and doing.
I think I was doing Beauty and the Beast and explaining why I hate that movie.
That's not a bad idea. I bet
my cats have plenty of room. They have big cat towers. The thing is, I think that they are not mentally all there, so they don't understand that taking a huge shit on my bed is bad. So, and
what's wrong with them?
No matter how much we try, they are just not house trainable. And so
is there a litter box in the laundry room?
Yes, there's.
And do they make it into it now that they live there? Do they go in the litter box?
Not all the time.
Really? That's a layup. I mean, it's like
I know. No, it's at first we thought it was Boy Kitty, so we were like super mad at Boy Kitty, and then we were like, all right, Boy Kitty, you have to, every time you pee in the house, we put you out in, the laundry room. And so then we only let Girl Kitty inside, and we're like, oh, it's Girl Kitty too. Girl Kitty is even worse. So they just get cat diapers. They won't let us put that shit on them.
Let them be backyard cats.
I can't let them outside, Cecil. They will die. They're deaf. They have
what? What will they die of?
They can get run over by a car.
But all cats can get run over.
They can get Cecil. If they jump over the fence into my neighbor's yard, who has dogs, all of my neighbors around me have dogs. They will die because they will not hear the dog, and they're stupid.
Are you sure they're deaf, or they just don't listen to you?
No, they're deaf. They have.
Could you go back and tell that fanfic story you did about you and Vosh? And do you have all the figures to tell that story?
I do not.
Which one are you missing?
Well, I don't have all of. I actually don't have Vosh. Well, the thing is, my Star Trek action figures are in boxes. I have Geordi and Data, but they're inside.
If you keep the figures in boxes, just sell them.
No.
I'm gonna go.
Let me see.
Go hide all your contraband from Sandy.
I know.
Cheetos and cat shit.
Well, no. So it's little things, because it's like, you don't always go and clean, I mean, my house isn't dirty, it's clean. I just am doing extra. It's like, when you get your car detailed, it's not like your car is filthy, it's just you're getting it an extra clean,
Mm-hmm.
You're judging me.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Anyways, let me see if I missed any super chats, because I think I'm all caught up as of now. Let's see. I'll scroll all the way back.
I might do a stream if you want to hop in, say hello in the chat.
Okay.
And if you're done cleaning up for Sandy.
Hiding everything. Well, also another thing is that we have, Bella's room, which just became a Lego nightmare. And so it's not only that, it's cleaning the kids' room and putting away all of the toys.
Well, is that where they're staying? They're going to be staying.
Mm-hmm.
So
so we didn't really decorate.
You got to clean up Legos, is what you're saying.
I have to clean up Legos, but also I spent one day just shopping because we didn't really. We're gonna remodel the house. So it's like there's no point in buying all of this furniture if we're just going to change the rooms. And so I had to go out and like buy bedding and all of this. Not that Bella doesn't have it, but I'm like, I need to have one that doesn't have Spider-Man on it for when I have guests. You know?
Your mom should have Spider-Man, actually.
I should have my mom sleep on the Spider-Man bed sheets.
Yeah.
Let's see. Read that one. I don't think I missed any super chats, but just in case, I'm going through. All right. I see people sending me super chats saying they missed super chats, but that was a long time ago and I've read them since. I did not kill the cricket. It will be back once the sun goes down, which has not happened yet. All right. I think I am all caught up. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. Maybe go check out Cecil's stream later.
I got to do a couple things and then
I have a secondary channel called That Star Wars Girl Live where I re-upload my live stream. So if you want to,
I'm out of whiskey.
You want to?
I have vodka.
Cecil, shut up so I can end the stream. I've had to pee for like an hour. Everyone, go check out my live channel. That way you can see my live streams once they are re-uploaded. And until next time, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day, morning, evening. Go sub to Cecil's channel, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone.
Oh my God, I